So previously, you guys dealt with an issue relatively less severe than the xenomorphs and the rogue synthetics of the last two encounters. Specifically, a science outpost that had fallen silent. Upon getting there, it was clear that something bad had happened. Two people were dead, one was unaccounted for, one was delusional, and two were strapped to a hospital bed, screaming and writhing around. You discovered the science officer had a diagnosis similar to Alzheimer's, and his attempts to cure it not only made it contagious, but also mutated its symptoms. After synthesizing a cure and apprehending the outpost security officer after she'd lost her mind and went on a brief killing spree, things more or less returned to normal until an unexpected guest from space itself, a meteor, struck just outside of the colony and caused a sonic wave that demolished the colony's farms. The head of the agricultural department notified you that the colony won't have enough food and storage to sustain the population before a resupply ship comes or more food can be produced. That is where we'll pick up now. So you all are gathered in El Presidente's office with the head of the agricultural department, and you were, I believe, also joined um, by Sky and Dr. Singh. Like they both showed up, and so you've got this sort of crowd of people having a little bit of a conference. So what ideas do you float to potentially solve this problem?
Conrad's like just waiting to hear the opinions of the experts. He's basically kind of freaking out in the sense of like, what are we going, what are we going to do? How well our food stock reserves? Uh, how long how long can we last?
Um, so the estimate that Patrick Sherman, as a reminder, the head of the ag department, he says that um, we'll have, we have about um, like about 4.5 to 5 months worth of rations, but the problem is the next major supply ship, like after we like between the time it would take to put in a requisition and the time it would take a supply ship to come, we wouldn't have enough to see us through until the supply ship returns or we get enough food grown. Um,
So, in your opinion, there's no way to replant and regrow this in time?
so at that point, Sky speaks up because you guys would be able to notice that she was kind of in deep thought, kind of weighing your options, and she says, "Well, I did think of another idea. Um, we
Please
could
let us know.
potentially trade." She says, "The nearest Wayland affiliated colony nearby is Horizon City in the Koi 438 system. Um, Potentially paying them a visit and seeing if they'd be willing to trade could be a temporary solution until more food can be grown or obtained from a company resupply ship." And I mean, we do have the ore chariot, so that could not only transport whatever we're willing to trade, but it could also transport, um, the food rations that if they have any to spare.
Ah,
And I will,
I like your thinking there. That could hold us over until we get our bearings back up. What do we know of them the last time? Have you had any contact with them before?
um, so in terms of information um, on Horizon City, Sky says, I will like here. So she pulls up her PDAT and she will hand it to you, and then I guess like if everybody else wants to either crowd around, look over Conrad's shoulder, or Conrad, you can just read it off. But basically, like what you see, so there is some information that is like publicly available, like basic information on the planet, but in terms of the current situation there, it's been a hot minute since the since Terra Nova has contacted them, so I'm going to need either Comtech or observation to see how many facts you pick up that might not be on the planet's Wikipedia page, so to speak.
He'll gladly calm ticket.
Yeah, because you're basically, if you're Comtech, you're kind of fishing for extra information.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's gonna use his Hackerman skills. Is anybody kind of assisting, or is it a solo
Just
type?
you have to remember that there's this lovely android that's always helping you with that stuff.
Exactly. That's what he's asking politely. He's giving you the choice, to be
It's like,
willfully
nah, I don't
helpful.
want to do it this time.
Yeah.
It's like I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys will starve, I won't. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so an assistance from Richard there. Yeah, that should be okay.
yeah, because anybody else in the room can assist. Let me just see. Does Sky have contact? Um, oh, she does. She has 1 point. So basically, it's like this is a combination of people. Like you're not like necessarily like directly helping Conrad. You're just kind of doing group research.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine we have terminals there
Yeah.
in the meeting room, and we're just kind of fishing through the
Yeah. I
information
mean,
to
I guess
see
the
what we
original
find.
conversation was El Presidente's office, but you could reconvene
Yeah, yeah.
somewhere
Let's
else. But
say yeah, somewhere there.
so, all right.
Well, well, the first. Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, wait. I have to make this public.
Yeah.
That was a
Oh,
shit one.
yes.
Do you want to push?
I absolutely will. Holy
Yeah.
hell!
Set
Okay.
your thing from private role to public role, please.
Yep, yeah, yeah. It's visible
Okay.
now. It should be to
All
everyone.
right. So, well, first panic roll of the session. So 2d6.
Woo!
Okay. So 6 plus. Okay. So it's
That's
9. What's your
that's
resolve?
5. I already have it in my. Oh, is it still? Ah, sorry, sorry, sorry. It has to be public result. Yeah, I've reset it there. So it's 2d6. It's -4. So it's a 2 plus my 3. The result is a 5.
Well, take a page from Simone's book of No Indoor Voyage. You're like, I got it.
I
When you,
found it! I found it!
yeah. So, yeah. In this case, you, Albert, and Simone would get 1 point of stress for getting startled by Conrad, and I guess Conrad getting startled by himself.
He's unusually jumpy. He's been kind of strained
Yeah,
lately.
I mean, you did specify that you were uneasy about the whole situation, so I guess that
Yep.
tracks. Okay, so the information you find. So first of all, the free information, like basic information on Horizon City. So the planet itself is tidally locked, meaning that half the planet is always facing the sun and the other half is facing away from the sun. The colony is built in the habitable zone, so it's always essentially in a permanent sunset. Like basically, if you've seen an axis in season 7 of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where it's like this reddish sunset sky with a yellow horizon, that's what we're dealing with here. The planet's air. This is your second free fact. Wasn't naturally breathable when it was first surveyed, but that has since been resolved by the use of a Wayland atmosphere processor. Now, for the extra information that you pick up, which conveniently there are 3 pieces of information. You got 3 extra successes.
Woohoo!
So Horizon City was set up in 2044, originally as a
Okay.
penal colony named Horizon Outpost, built around a deposit of rare earth metals, but it eventually developed into a city due to factors such as prison staff members' families wanting to be on world with them and needing infrastructure to support them. So it basically it started as just a penal colony, but also became like a city. Um, the colonial supervisor of Horizon City, as of when the campaign started in 2076, is a woman by the name of Brittany Barklam. Interestingly, Barklam isn't actually government appointed by a particular nation, but is in fact a corporate appointee, which is a little bit irregular. And despite not
Interesting.
being formed as such, Horizon City, according to the like financial records, actually has a thriving agricultural system due to a combination of the planet's soil being much more fertile post terraforming and using the prisoners as farmers. The end result between the miners and the farmers um, being made of prisoners forced into servitude is that the colony's economy is, as far as you can tell, absolutely thriving.
Hmm. Interesting. But what would they need from us so that we can
Well, we have
have
we have all the
interesting?
manufacturing, right? We can make
Hmm.
some like farm
Oh,
tools for them or something to make it even more productive if they need like tractors or some kind of thing like that. How long would it take for them to reply to us if we sent them a message?
I would say it would probably be, with FTL, like, because I think it was established it would be like, what, like 3 months or so to reach Earth.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
So I'm gonna pull you, as we don't often use it, but the Stars of the Middle Heavens map. So you are 6 parsecs away from Earth. Um, so Horizon City is like right there, so you could probably get a transmission back with about, like, I don't know, like 2 weeks or so.
Okay, okay. We could wait that long and check for their response
Yeah. Now,
to
keep in
see
mind
what.
though, is if you are like, if you send out a transmission to them, then you have to wait to get an
So
answer
far.
back, and
So
then
so
you
it's
have
4
to
weeks. Yes.
reply back to them. So you're looking at essentially 6 weeks instead of just 2.
Well, so we just need, so we could send them a message saying, "Hey, we need to buy food. We had this incident. Tell us, we're willing to trade. This is what we have to trade. Tell us what you want." They can then reply to us, and as soon as we get that reply, we can load that up and leave. We don't have to message them again.
Yeah, like
All right.
we don't have to re-answer, just kind of making sure in the message it's an emergency situation enough. So whenever you answer us with what you want, we'll go straight away with whatever is needed.
All right.
Something like that. I
Yeah.
agree with the sheriff there.
It's still definitely, I mean, it's still going to take a month. That just shaves off 2 weeks. But also keep in mind that
Yeah.
the travel time, and also, hey Blitz, the travel time to get there with the ore chariot is, so the ore chariot has, the good news is that it's essentially just 1 parsec, but the bad news is that the ore chariot has an FTL speed of 58, which means it's going to take 58 days, so just shy of 2 months to get there.
It could be worse. It could be worse. Okay.
So, because the thing is, like, with the optimistic projections that the agricultural head that he gave you, it's like anywhere between like 4.5 to 5 months. Um,
Yeah.
you're
Cutting
basically,
it
you're looking
close.
at a month for for the back and forth, and then 2 months to get there, and then 2 months to get back. So you're going to be cutting it
Okay.
very close.
I
Yeah.
just say
Yeah.
we start rationing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that is not
Yeah.
gonna be
Okay,
popular.
so basically we can't afford to wait. We don't have any margin for error if we wait. So basically we'll just need to come up with a best guess of what we think they would need. I think we can make like light weapons and stuff. So like we can make some weapons if they need weapons for the guards. We can make some farm equipment, other basic goods, and we can tell them like, hey, this is what we're gonna bring. If you want more, we can do another trip after.
Oh, yes, a good idea. As in, since we can make a debt deal to get
Yes.
the food first, if we don't have what they need, and basically just make a contract that we'll bring back whatever else they want if we don't have enough. But
And we can like we have
yeah.
money, right? Like we could just straight up pay them as well.
That is
We have
also
lots of
true.
money.
Yes, yes,
We're rolling in it.
we can see the funds, how much we
Well, I
can
will say in
afford
terms of
to.
the funds, it's like, you're obviously, as long as you don't like empty every cent out of the treasury, like in this case, with it being such an emergency situation that you guys had no countermeasure for, Wayland Corps in this case will let this slide if you're willing to pay them.
Yeah, yeah. We'll probably, start with a cash offer, but I think it's not a bad idea to have a bit of everything in our ship, in the sense of a bit of everything that we make, a bit of farm equipment, bit of weapons, bit of everything that we can make, just like samples if needed, so that they can choose what they want. If they say, we don't want cash, we want some real items right now, so just in case, that might be
Right.
a good kind of backup plan.
Okay. And also, El Presidente, just a little bit of a primer of what's going on is, so at the end of the last session, in a nutshell, a meteor impact destroyed the colony's farmland. Uh, so you guys are now potentially facing a food shortage within a few months, and it's going to take longer than a few months for crops to regrow or like a full supply ship to come. So basically, you're in a situation like your only viable option is to trade with a nearby colony.
Uh-huh.
So we kind of put between a rock and a hard place there. We are rushing to get everything.
No, we're American.
ready.
Why do I have a feeling that there's been a prison riot?
What?
Oh God.
That is it, it is a Wayland Industries it is
Mhm.
Wayland Corporation colony. I am sure everything is up to scratch there. They're following all of the protocols, and since they have
It's a
been so
penal
long there.
colony.
Exactly. Which means if they have not completely fucked each other over in the first few years, which they have not, they've been here for decades, they must be doing splendidly.
Yeah,
I
look
don't
how
think
things have been
that's-
going for Terra Nova.
Hey, things have been going great here.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is fine.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you guys have been handling things fine. I'm just talking about, I mean, all the xenomorphs and then the drug cartels and rogue Davids and all the other shit.
Officially, that is of no concern. On the papers, we are incident free,
Yeah.
incident light.
None of those
with
things
talk.
actually happened. It
Yeah,
was
'cause
all an illusion.
I mean, yeah, because if you think about it, it's like most of the colony is in the dark as to what's really been going on.
And they don't need to know.
Yeah,
What you don't know can't hurt you.
because it's like, let's see, I mean, the situation with the science outpost has mostly been kept under wraps. The thing with the xenomorphs, obviously, the Davids. I don't really think the situation with the quote unquote Yutani workers were like, I don't really think that was made public. The only things I could think of that were definitively public were all the shit going on with whiskey, and then also the drug dealers.
Yeah, because they were using it because we couldn't hide it. The only things that are wide known was because we couldn't sweep it under the floor.
Pretty much. Like, I mean, you found out because everybody else knew, so.
Exactly.
But yeah, in all those situations. But anyway, moving on. So you are going to, as I understand it from what Albert was suggesting, basically kind of provide like a gift basket of sorts with samples of different resources that you can share, like like farming equipment, weapons, etc.
That, yes, but that is more of kind of a plan B. The main proposition will be basically a blank check. Well, not blank. There will be negotiations. They can't fucking bankrupt us and abuse us. But at the same time, we'll just try a
That's our
cash
job.
offer.
Eventually.
Like a what?
Sorry.
Well, what? No, I didn't hear what you said.
I think Simone said that's our job to extort them somehow.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah, now El Presidente shows up with a small
The
army. He's like, "You
initial
work for
comment
us
was
now.
a
I
blank
hereby form this sector of space into the Presidente conglomerate."
Maybe we shouldn't give them like a ton of weapons if we're gonna be like extorting
just
them.
it is a Wayland Corp colony. We are
Well-
not going to do anything hastily.
You're
Uh,
just
but-
gonna
but yes.
offer all the non-lethal weapons.
Yes, the stun ones to show our beautiful manufacturing capabilities. Yes, the best is always kept for personal use. but I love that Simone is kind of slowly getting into the corporate mindset, but with the experience she's been having from the deputy side. I see a corporate assassin in your future. So maybe we can just send out a message to them so they know that we are coming. with our needs. We need to be careful to not sound too desperate, yet at the same time, we need to make
I don't think you
make
can
it sure
really
that
sound anything other than too desperate if you're saying like, "Hey, our
yeah.
food storage got destroyed by a meteor." Or not our food storage, but our crops were destroyed by a meteor. We need food urgently.
Yeah, we're just shopping around from system to system, seeing who can give us the best deal. Yeah, it's not that urgent, like we're gonna fucking starve. Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be hard to not sound uh like we can get screwed over by them. Yeah, so we have to be ready for some harsh negotiations.
All right. So
So just to summarize, we are going to institute rationing. And what's the reason why we can't plant more crops and just have them grow
well,
within the whatever 4 or 5 months?
well, I mean, you can. It's just it's not going to be, you're not. It's not going to be enough to like feed everybody. Like, there's not going to be enough grown to sustain everybody. So,
Yeah,
like, between it
we're gonna
taking,
have some gaps of a few months where the food is still not ready, that's growing, and the rations are out. So we basically need the temporary
yeah,
trade
you need
from.
just a little bit of a boost to hold you over until enough can be both grown to feed the current population as well as to have some in stockpiles in case something like this ever happens again.
Okay, makes
Yeah.
sense.
So rationing will have to be instituted. That is going to go over lovely
Yeah, I'm going to
with
say that
everyone.
probably the whole situation might cause like an attribute decrease. I think that only makes sense for the situation.
You know,
Oh,
better than
absolutely.
outright rationing, let's go ask the science team if they have some creative ways to stretch things a little bit further.
Oh no.
No, let's just do
No,
rationing.
no. I don't mean anything fucked up, like, anything that you're thinking of. I mean, like,
Human or sheep?
maybe like
Harvest the sheeple.
like 10%,
God.
whatever the fuck.
Sawdust.
Yeah, in like
Yeah.
in like the shredded cheese or whatever, because that's just how they do it anyway. Just a
GMO
little bit
crops.
of
We
They're already GMO in this kind of colony.
Yeah, also
modify them
I
harder.
think it makes sense that Spirit is going to go from 11 to 10 in this situation, so
Oh, absolutely. Spirit will be the first thing that's gonna start decreasing. But yeah, we can try to like gain an extra few days, weeks, or whatever with creatively putting in shit that inside the food that will make it satiate a bit longer,
Yeah.
even though it's
like
maybe not
increase
the
the
best
nutritional
tasting.
value of it or something.
Yes, in maybe arguably not so tasty ways, but enough to make it survivable, just a tad bit more calorically dense.
All right.
Yeah, there's
What
plenty of
what is the
technically edible, digestible things that
what
contain
is
calories.
the cockroach and the
Oh my
pest
bug juice.
population of Terra Nova? Yeah. Those
There aren't
bug
any
juice reservoirs.
local life forms.
We really should
Okay.
let loose some like deer or something. So if this happens again, we can just go out and start hunting them.
Well, I mean, the Reynolds brothers. I mean, there were livestock brought to the colony.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Reynolds brothers are edible. I would
No,
have
no,
argued against
God,
that.
no. You'd get
I
all
mean,
sorts of diseases. You get
I
all sorts.
like I
They,
guess you could.
I mean,
I
I
think
was
that's
only
they don't
mentioning them
populate
because
our
they
that
have
very
at
fast.
least
last
one
resort.
pig, except there was one guy who was trying to fuck it instead of eat it. So
So we won't.
God.
Well, so maybe not sheeple, but pigple could
well, no,
be.
I think it was like Conrad's first visit to the trailer park on his own. Like there was like a pig like squealing in terror running from him, and there was a guy with no pants like bow-leggedly scrambling after it.
That's probably not the first time that guy has done that.
Probably not.
He needs to share it around so we can get actual piglets
No,
for.
whoa! Excuse me?
Share it around with actual pigs is what he meant. With
Oh,
actual pigs, so that in future we have piglets. God damn it, President! I would never.
to take one
The
down, pass it
context.
around.
You need a phrasing, man, phrasing. It's like what's the saying? It's like the saying of like never mind. I can't think of the thing right now, but
Yeah, well, I
there's
mean,
a different way to say that.
yeah, all I can say is, I mean, that makes
Yeah.
me like that. You could probably hear that in the trailer park. It's like, hey, pass the pig around. It's my turn.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no!
Anyway,
I don't want
Fail.
that bacon. I don't want to eat that.
oh,
Maybe
God.
we were wrong about the sheeple. Maybe it will be a pig pull in the future. Maybe it will.
Oh my god.
Like piglins from Minecraft. All right. So, so anyway, so
God.
you're putting together a message, which I'm assuming you're just saying like, hey, we're low on food. We need to make a trade. We're looking for the best deal, and we have stuff to trade. And then you provide a list of what you're offering.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
and it'll be a list of what we're actually carrying as well, so they can know and think about it
Yeah.
in the time it takes to come.
Has anyone thought about, lying to them, saying that we had an unexpected population boom and we need food to cover before we can actually grow them more?
Apparently nobody's.
Well, whatever. Yeah, the pig pull have been growing so much, but whatever the reasoning we would have put, it still would sound like a desperate situation in the sense.
I think we're safe to be honest about what's going on here. Just say, there was an accident. We're gonna come up just a little bit short. So just for now, we have to ration until we can get this taken care of.
Yes, and it is a sister colony. This is a Wayland Corp colony that has been successfully there for decades. I'm sure they will help us in our time of need, especially since we're not asking for free handout. We will do a legitimate trade. We have been doing well ourselves, so I'm
We're
sure they would
stacking
like.
mad bread.
Yes. I'm sure they would like to tighten up relations as well with the sister colony, since we are on the up and rising. So that makes complete and utter sense. I didn't know, Richard, you could suggest that we could lie to them. That is interesting to remember.
Well, I mean, out of character, like it could drive the plot that they try to take advantage of the situation, but I don't know, like in character, that we would be concerned about that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because they are a Wayland colony, right?
Yeah. Horizon City is definitively Wayland. So.
Keep in
So,
mind,
like,
they can
yeah.
try to take advantage of us here.
Yes, yes.
But
Connor is
we're
trying to
very
kind of.
well armed, and they're not.
Yes.
Well, that you know of.
Uh,
I mean,
if they
this
had,
was a penal
they
colony.
could
They
try
had
to
to have a security
exactly.
force.
Well, they're a penis colony. Fuck them.
Okay.
Alright.
We'll be properly secured and armed. That is for sure what we're going to do there. But Conrad is kind of trying to outwardly portray that he has no worries about them, but at the same time, he's like thinking, exactly because he's corporate, he knows how much corporates like to fuck each other over in like the same department in a fucking building. So in different colonies, he's very very well aware that things can go south so quickly.
What about the other? Like we have another colony on the planet. Have we asked what they're up to? You know,
I mean, you can, but the short answer you get is basically they're in the same situation as you.
oh, this
I imagine
how
we
the
were
fuck they do
sharing
that?
like the same food resources. They're
Yeah, like
relatively
there
new
would be the
there.
same
They don't have
reserves.
farms.
So,
Yeah.
like they have their own farms, but their farms weren't further enough away to not get like wiped out by a meteor. So,
Why did we have all the food in one place? Who
You-
made that decision?
Well,
It's
the thing.
it's a
Well, I
freakish
mean, you have
natural
the
event. You'll probably just
farmlands in the center
incinerate
of the
it.
colony, so
Yeah, but why did we have all food in one place?
I don't know. That's something you'd have to take up with somebody else. I mean, either way, it's not really
That
relevant
guy's
now. I mean, you could,
he's going to the mines. Whoever made that choice.
you're what?
That made that decision to go into the mines.
Well, the food is not all in one place. I mean, because we still have the reserves. The farms are just they're all over the place. And the asteroid impact or whatever, like it just caused widespread damage all over the place.
Yeah, it caused a shock wave that rippled
Missiles
out and
like
like.
down the asteroid.
Well, here's the thing: is like also if even if even if you had multiple farms not in one place, the shock wave rippling out would have still hit them. So
The heat wave as well can incinerate. So
that too.
I can completely buy that. Like the crops, the farmland, they're not in bunkers and steel buildings like our structures are, which were also a tad bit damaged. So it was just a freakish event. It's a natural thing. Conrad will not yell at the hurricanes for coming to mess up his day. So
Did we
Old
also
man
think
yells
about
at cloud.
possibly making a hydroponics somewhere underground?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
we can try that in the future for the next farms as backups. That would be good. That would be good. Though cave-ins and earthquakes can also fuck that up as well.
Yep.
But still have multiple options would be very good.
All right. But anyway, so so back on track. So you guys are sending out the transmission. You're obviously I'm guessing like during the like 2 weeks that your message is transmitting, that's when you're going to be building additional stuff.
I thought the consensus we kind of went to was that we're gonna send the message, but we're also gonna like take off. So even though the message will come there quicker, we're already on our way.
Yeah, yeah.
In a
I mean, you can
sense.
do that too. Um,
Yeah, I don't know
so
if we want to risk it and wait for anything else
right.
there.
Well, I mean, I guess that's up to the group, honestly. So
Do you all want to go there directly or wait for a reply or whatever?
I say we just go, and if they tell us to fuck off, then we steal.
We'll negotiate harder, but yes, I get the point. And there's no way they're gonna tell us to fuck off. The only questionable thing is how much skin off our backs will they rake.
Can
Yeah, I
so
mean, it
okay,
can't hurt to head out there at this
I
point.
agree. I have another idea. In case something goes wrong with this colony, could we also send a message to Ruby Colony and have them send supplies to us? They probably have a ship.
you can, although obviously the like it's not good. Like so we 3 months. It would be a month and a half to get a message to Ruby Colony, and then whatever their FTL rating. The problem is that because they would have a ship similar to the Orc Chariot, it would still take them a decent amount of time to get to you. Not as much as a ship going from Earth, obviously, but
Right.
um,
Well,
it's
but they
still
wouldn't have to go two ways. They would only have to go one way.
right.
So I think we could do that as a backup. How does that
Yeah,
sound?
yeah, you can do that, especially with with Albert having
Yeah.
contacts there. So like if you
Yeah,
explain the
yeah.
situation, they're totally
Having a
willing
backup
to.
plan.
And I'm assuming you guys are also notifying Ashby of the situation. So
Oh, absolutely. This can't be hidden that well. So we're just gonna notify the situation and our only
right.
kind of realistic options, and wait for whatever consequences or replies later. We have to take action now. So
Yep.
unfortunately, that's how it is.
Okay, so you're sending out a transmission to Ruby Colony. Obviously you're reaching out to Horizon City and letting them know in advance that you're coming, and then did you like the resources that you're offering him, yada yada yada. Is there anything anybody else wants to do before you see about heading out? Which obviously we need to do like a head count of who's going to be going, but Like, is there any other scenes or conversations or actions you guys want to do before you head to Horizon City?
So, I mean, in character, I don't think that I would go because I would want to stay and maintain law and order on this colony. But like out of character, does the plot require that the PCs go?
I mean, kinda. I mean, I planned out this whole adventure and scenario
Okay.
for the players. I mean, like, if you're worried about maintaining law and order, I mean, you've got Alexandra there, and if you want to also leave, like Rosie or somebody else there, one of your other deputies to keep law and order there, you can. The security force is pretty large, and also, I mean, yeah, like the security force you've got. Hold on, what's this? Um, okay, copy that, El Presidente. But anyway, um, so yeah, because like as it stands, so your security force, I mean, you've got 10 red shirts, and then as for named characters, that's 4, and then 2, 3, 4. So you've got a total of 20 cops to maintain order of the colony.
Right.
And that's assuming you don't bring any extra officers with you. So
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, in character, if I'm not making decisions as if I'm playing a game, I would not go on the mission. I would stay on the colony. But if what we're saying is like for the purposes of playing the game that all the PCs
yeah,
are
like
going, then I'm
yeah,
fine
like
with
because
that.
it's like if you want to stay at the colony, the brutal truth is there's not really going to be anything for you to do. Like if you wanted to play like temporarily control an NPC and participate in the mission, you could. But
I could
um,
do that. I'd be
okay.
fine with that.
So which character do you want to take over? Which
Like
can be one of
I could maybe send Alexandra on the mission instead, because
the.
then if
Okay.
I'm gonna stay, then I don't need her to be here.
Okay. So yeah, and then she has. Let's see, just double checking her stats look all good. Okay, so I will give you temporary ownership of Alexandra. So Albert is staying back at the colony. You've got Alexandra. Um, I mean, I'm assuming all the other PCs are going, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Conrad for sure, and then for El Presa Desperado, I believe he's going as well, and then
Oh yeah.
Simone and Richard, are you guys going to stay at the colony or are you going to go on the mission?
I'm going.
Yeah, I'll go on the
Someone's
mission.
gonna make sure they make it back safely.
Okay.
Exactly.
Where is Richard? There he is. Who's still watching Conrad in the infirmary, but okay. And then for NPCs, I'm assuming you're gonna bring at least one medic, right?
Yes.
Do you want Jessica, Anderson, or both? As a reminder, the Ore Chariot can, courtesy of the upgraded Cryo Bay, can hold 20 people instead of 10.
It's always better to have 2 medics just in case, they can unkill each other
All right.
if
All right.
things go awry. And an
So
engineer type.
yeah, engineer. I think this character is just I have just generic engineer stat block, so this guy will
Yeah,
go.
generic.
And then are you going to bring anybody else, whether it's more members of the security team or U.S. Army troops or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'll bring the Royal Guard.
Are you bringing the entire Royal Guard or a portion of it?
Why the hell not?
Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to move that. So you've got Gorham, Simmons, and Robert, and then you've got 6 red shirts in like following U.S. Army structure. Like 3 of them follow Robert, 3 of them follow Gorham, and then Robert and Gorham follow Simmons. Okay, so that's a total of 9, 12, 17. So if you wanted to bring an extra 3 people, you can.
No need. as far as Conrad is concerned.
Okay. Is everybody else fine with that composition?
Mhm.
think so.
Okay. So yeah, in that case, you all pile aboard the ship. I mean, certain characters make hidden preparations, and
Yeah,
you
before directly before Conrad goes, he's going to send his last message thing.
right. I know what you're talking about. So, um, the where was it? So when you head off to Koi 438, the trip takes approximately 2 months. Um, after decelerating from light speed, coming out of cryosleep, and so on, you all I just need to answer this. Okay. Anyway, um, so yeah, as I was saying, so you make your way to the bridge, while monitoring comp. So the good news and the bad news. So the good news, um, is that the beacon is active, and there are clear signs on scanners that the colony is by no means dead. But the potentially bad news is that you're not picking up any active transmissions or conversations. While hailing the air traffic control center at the spaceport, you get no response, and nobody reaches out to you.
What about just like
Excuse me?
screaming it out on every channel?
Yeah, what channel send it on? Though tactically, if something is wrong, if they are being invaded by pirates or something, if we just scream out into the void, we just paint ourselves as goddamn targets.
Yeah.
Alex,
I
will also say, well, there could have also been a prison riot. Maybe the prisoners have taken over.
Who could have predicted such a thing? Nobody. Nobody in this.
after decades of being functional, whale and corp colonies don't just go off like that.
Sometimes they do.
Oh,
in
there
in
could
in
have.
character, do we know when is the last time we kind of have official information about them?
I would say the information that you had, like that you obtained
Yeah,
from them was
how
from
up
their
to date?
last. It's not quite up to date. It's not like years out of date, but it's not being updated in real time. Like the last update,
Yeah.
like the information that you got most recently when you guys did that little Comtech investigation, we're talking like several months. So
hmm
definitely enough time for something to happen.
Of course, but it's not like whatever was there was for years. So if anything happened,
Yeah, it's not
it
years
could
out
be
of
just
date,
recent.
so
So what do you say, Captain Presidente? Do you want us
Captain
to risk it?
President.
And do you want us
El
to
Capitan.
risk it,
Um,
El Capitano?
do we have any indication that there's any other ships in the area?
Um,
Like how far can we scan to tell if there's ships kind of like lingering?
um, at least at the range that your ship scanners, because I would imagine it's pretty like, in space combat, you can like pick up ships up to extreme range, which I mean I don't even remember how fucking far that is, but in space combat terms, but it's definitely way beyond line of sight.
Yeah.
Right.
So you could definitely pick up a ship from very far away. That doesn't mean you could detect it on the other side of the planet, but like
Hmm.
relative to the proximity of the colony, there are no ships in orbit.
Or they are going dark. Can we check if our if our comms array is it all functional? Maybe we have a hardware issue on our side.
Yeah, if you
That's
want to do
just
like a
making us
diagnosis, I mean, I guess it'd probably be, well, heavy machinery or Comtech or possibly both. It depends on what approach you're taking. Are you going to do like a diagnostic of the systems or actually check the physical hardware?
Conrad is willing to do internal system diagnostics for any external checking of the hardware. He's leaving it up to the less squishy kind.
Well, you don't want to get into a spacesuit and climb outside of the ship and see if the antenna's broken or whatever.
Now I feel
Uh,
uncomfortable the way you phrase that. Someone's gonna push me out of the airlock. Jesus.
and you were worried about me. But no, thank you. No, thank you, Presidente. I've had enough injuries to last me a goddamn lifetime. Maybe somebody not of the damaged goods kind could maybe get that idea.
Let me
And
guess.
it's
Or
kind of
maybe the
like,
kind that maybe the kind that doesn't need, a spacesuit.
Well, you technically would need a spacesuit to avoid like what is it like?
Drifting
Explosive
off into space.
decompression.
Well, that too, but also like decompressing.
yeah, you
Mhm.
sell materials.
Yeah.
It would be pretty funny if you were like a circle, but kind of unfortunate.
A blob of Richard. No.
He turns
but
you know in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the girl who turns into a blueberry?
oh god.
Yeah, Richard just turns into a blueberry.
Internal systems inflating.
Oh
rich
my god.
droid.
Yeah, it's like in the attempt of a hull bridge, it could be used as a flotation device or whatever it is. But
In a attempt of a hull breach, I can be used as an automatic sealant.
so anyway, so you are doing so. If Conrad is do a Comtech roll just to do like a system diagnostic and see if okay, so you succeed. The transmitter, or like at least the internal like operating mechanisms are just fine. There's no sign of any coding or mechanical hiccups.
All right, and here's my bad heavy machinery.
Oh god. You were saying?
Hey,
Hey, man,
I
you
got
only
it.
have 7 days apparently.
Well, you succeeded, so
Only.
yeah, so you get into one of the Eco 2 suits, or not Eco 2, it's just one of the Eco suits, and you spacewalk. Now, the good news with the Eco suits is that they do have built-in thrusters, so you don't have to worry about being tethered. So you can kind of drift around and do a little bit of inspection. And there was no sign of damage to the actual like radar dish or whatever it is. So you two are able to confirm like there's definitely nothing wrong with your scanners. Like, if there were any ships in orbit, you would definitely have picked them up by now.
El Capitan, it seems we are, at least we are good and green, but there is no malfunction, there is no hiccup. What we see and don't see is the reality before us.
Mm. All right, well, maybe we should bring it in near the edge of the colony.
Sounds
See
like
if
a
we can
plan.
see something.
Yes, we'll do a fly around.
If if there's been a prison break and the guards have all been bludgeoned to death, then prisoners
Well,
they
let me.
probably
I will
just left a
also
bunch
make
of
a
bodies laying
suggestion to
around.
you. I will let you potentially retcon this because I didn't think to ask it beforehand, as I usually do. Would you have brought some sort of exploration vehicle or vehicles, whether it's a drop shuttle or like some tractors or rovers or what have you?
One
mean-
of them could be like a basic thing that we would have thought of.
Wouldn't that be like standard?
Yeah, I think by now, with all the things we've done.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean just like the standard equipment of the ship. Like you would have some kind of way to get to the surface.
Yeah, like well,
I'm gonna
it's
say we got what, like a lightly armed drop shuttle.
well, the drop shuttles, like the kind from Covenant, don't have any weapons. However, if you
I'm
wanted,
thinking the kind that we are producing.
you don't have blueprints to add heavy weapons to them, so no.
I think
Now,
they're just like the
now
kind of
you
like the dune
could
buggy
now if you want to
ones,
have
aren't
like
they?
an escort ship, you could have brought the helicopter with you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Like the drop shuttle doesn't have any weapons, but the quote unquote Bearcat does. And you can basically like
wow.
reenact like the opening few minutes of Avatar where like the Valkyrie shuttle's coming in and the attack helicopters are escorting it.
Yeah.
The plan was to be ready to intimidate if need be.
Yeah.
So,
And I
you
did
know.
mention to you, I mean, it was a conversation in DMs, but just for everybody else to be aware of. Like, I did say that because I thought it was funny, especially in the context of the finale, like El Presidente, like if he wanted to, like by default, you know, I only rule it like if you have blueprints on file for something, you could make it. But because you have a helicopter that you could easily reverse engineer or get schematics for, if you want to produce like, you know, several helicopters like the one you have, you can do that.
Oh yeah, and that's already
So
the plan.
yeah, and El Presidente is going to go full on like Colonel Quaritch and have his own like helicopter strike force. But anyway, like hold on,
There's a lot of potential there. You know,
yeah,
like
Expect nothing less.
final
That's the
session
point.
when one of you bastards tries to coup me, we can have like a mid 2000s video game boss fight where, you know, someone's up in a helicopter.
Who would be dumb enough to do that?
You.
To coup you, sir? And I love that you said one of you two. We have multiple PCs on this group, sir. We have
yeah. I
more than two
posted I
others.
posted a GIF that I think this
I
kind
didn't
of
say one of
summarizes.
you two. I just said one of you.
I thought you said two.
No,
Did
I
I?
heard.
Well, I
GIF.
didn't mean that.
Yeah, that
If
GIF
I did
is
say
basically what I'm sure El Presidente is fantasizing about that right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I see it. Oh yeah.
Well, the fucking
Tackle the annoying
helicopters.
metal moth.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
got a speaker built in that only plays Ride of the Valkyries.
Nice.
Well, or alternatively, yeah, or hold on, where's the song from Hell of a Boss? This song that I mean, you don't have to listen to it right now, but it goes from like this like rock song, and then you know the helicopter takes damage and turns into a pop song.
Oh.
But anyway, because the song in that soundtrack in that video actually does that, just like in the episode. But anyway, moving on. So you have the attack helicopter, you have the drop shuttle. Rolls are not required for the for flying them in, although I do need to know who is potentially going to be in the attack chopper for in case you decide to use it as a weapon or use the weapons on it. Who's going to be flying it in?
Who's best suited for that?
The only two people I think who have piloting at all are Simone and Richard.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll definitely
Wouldn't-
go with Richard.
Well, no, I mean
Richard's
like
not going anywhere.
Well, here's the thing: you have two aircraft that need two pilots, so it's like who's going to be in which
Oh,
one?
okay.
I don't think Simone has it in her to open fire on, you know, questionably needing to explode individuals. So I say we give Richard the attack heli.
He also can't fire on humans. You
Or
remember
can he?
the synthetic. All right, or can he? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
The possible upgrade
Mr.
that he got.
Mr. Presidente, I recommend using one of your expendables. I mean, one of your soldiers to pilot the attack helicopter, and we.
They don't know how to pilot shit. They're they're grunts. They know how to ride in a helicopter. That's about it. I mean, they could shoot real good, but
how secure is the attack heli?
What do you mean, how secure?
What kind of weapons has it got?
It has a hold on, what the fuck is it? Let's see, bear.
Yeah,
So
you can
it
be
has
general.
a 25 millimeter Gatling cannon and 2 sightline beam turrets, which I need to figure out what those do. Sightline beam turret. The pilot rolls observation to assist an attack from another vehicle against a target. So it doesn't actually boost the Bearcat itself. The Bearcat just has a Gatling gun.
Yeah, so it's like just gives extra bonuses. Basically, a command roll for the thing to give extra
Yeah,
bonuses.
and the
Okay.
Gatling cannon, in case you're curious, is damage 3, bonus 3 with extreme range.
Hmm.
And you can go full auto with it. Naturally.
we should really get some rockets for that thing. It's like a later problem,
Maybe,
though.
maybe not, but maybe we should all just get into that helicopter and just hope that it'll be enough to convey the message if anything is awry.
I hope you're not implying putting everybody in the Bearcat, because they can only hold 2 people.
And
Well,
it's
how
not much of a
flexible?
cargo vehicle.
How flexible is everyone? But yeah,
Listen,
fuck.
if you want to hang from the bottom of it, like from a rope or something, I mean, I'm not going to stop you, right? But that would be a silly idea.
Conrad is now really regretting not getting an extra pilot because he does not want his personal shield to be away from him, and he does not want to be in a fucking flimsy helicopter, and he certainly does not
we've got the
want
2 medics.
Simone to be exposed there. So,
I was
like,
about to say, you're
well, he also doesn't want you to be exposed in the goddamn helicopter. He doesn't want either of
Mhm.
you.
Well, as I understand, Simone's flying the drop shuttle, especially because she uses drop shuttles when going on prospecting missions. So Richard is
Yeah.
flying the attack helicopter.
Just be careful, Richard. Be right behind us.
Yeah, as far as I understand, he went AFK. So,
Oh yeah, BRB. Sorry, yeah, I didn't see it, but
yeah, I guess he's just getting voluntold to fly the helicopter. So, is anybody going to be riding with him?
Shit.
In the attack
fuck it.
helicopter?
Yeah, because it can hold an extra person. They can't really like be a gunner, but it's sort of like with a little bird helicopter, how there's like that co-pilot seat, but the pilot, at least in video games, controls the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So what does the second person do? Are they like the co-pilot or what?
The second
If Richard
person's
gets
basically just a co-pilot. So
obliterated,
yeah, the pilot has the opportunity, like in Arma 3, I guess, to take controls. But like
So,
in game terms, the co-pilot doesn't really do anything. So
well, Alexandra has one piloting, so she could do it. But maybe we can just have one of the random like soldier NPC guys do it.
okay. And then otherwise,
Rabid
everybody else.
Robert.
Conrad will be there with him because he's not sure that he could protect himself in the drop shuttle with the available people. How smart it would be to use anybody else as a shield. So he'll be behind Richard, living large and
So
making
you're
dumb
going to
decisions
just
along the
be
way.
riding in the co-pilot seat then of the helicopter?
I think we'll use
Yep.
a random NPC.
You're trying to deliberately rid Conrad of his shield.
Because the co-pilot can take control of the helicopter, right?
Yeah.
And the excuse I'm going to use is that Conrad doesn't know how to fly a helicopter, right? And we have other
Oh
people
my
that
god.
can. But the real reason is obvious.
Well, and he's just going to
Is
use his
it?
backup human shield, you.
Oh yeah, hey, my political rival. Here's this nice pair of here's this nice pair of concrete shoes. Why don't you go take a swim? Oh yeah, it's the water's not deep at all. It's only like what, like 50, 60 feet? You'll be just fine.
It's a puddle
Oh,
compared to
boy.
the Mariana Trench. Just a puddle.
Exactly. That's all I'm getting from that situation.
So I
You gotta
will.
You
stay
don't want
optimistic.
Conrad to have control of a minigun? Really? Come on, man.
Yeah, Batman,
Hey.
the pilot controls it.
Hey, it's more of a
You think so?
more of a mega gun. It's reasonably large.
Okay.
Nobody tell him that the pilot controls it, not the co-pilot.
Pilots can be temporary.
Well, I mean, we need Conrad to be able to fly it so he could be the final boss of like a video game attack helicopter. And make
God
Blitz's prophecy come true.
That would be really funny.
It would be. I really do hope that happens.
That's
Like
that's.
if
I
Conrad
kind of
tries
hope
any
that
shit, then,
happens too.
yeah, like if he tries any shit, then he steals a helicopter and you have to shoot him down. or better, yeah, and then like it turns into like you have like a 1v1 like close combat duel with him after he gets shot down and climbs out of the wreckage. Then you
Yeah,
have like a
like
a quick time event to kill him. But anyway,
Metal Gear Solid type of boss fight.
Yeah, it's revealed he's a synthetic, and he rips out the mini mega gun from the helicopter and says, "Face
and
me."
just carries man portable fucking vehicle skill. Anyway, so I will
Terminator.
bring us over to hold on, we'll close that and then configure light to make sure. Okay, that's all good. So I will activate this overview of Horizon City. So you guys
Ooh.
are landing over here. Let's see, where is the ore chariot? I'll just basically, well, you're not landing the ore chariot at the thing, so I'll just land the drop. Shuttle is here, and that token's really small, so I gotta upsize that shit. And so let's say 3 and 3, and then because the helicopter, I'm assuming, is basically just kind of flying in and staying airborne. Which, by the way, did I hear that Richard is back? Or
Yes, I am
yeah,
back.
so you got
You're flying.
voluntold to fly the attack helicopter, so.
Yay!
And Conrad is riding
Voluntold?
in the co-pilot seat.
No,
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, he's not.
Oh,
letting
right,
him.
he's not.
yeah,
Sorry, I
that
forgot.
got a presidential veto.
Okay, yeah, so I
Yeah.
guess
Oh,
it's
no.
some generic red
Yeah.
shirt.
Now's not the time for the boss fight, and he
Yeah.
can't be getting any practice.
Well, he needs practice if he's going to become the final boss, so.
President wants to stack shit against me.
Anyway.
Are you sure he's the final boss?
We can't rule out Richard
You're-
as a possibility.
Yeah, you're letting the robot learn how to pilot the attack.
He already knows how to
helicopter.
pilot an attack helicopter.
Yeah, he's doing it right now.
Well, yeah.
Well, or maybe Conrad is what they call the Disc 1 final boss. Richard's the
Oh my.
Richard's the Disc 3 final boss.
You know, the real twist is at the end when you know Richard and Conrad like team up to take me down, and then Simone ends up killing them after they've killed me.
And
then
then she-
Simone takes over.
Yep. Yep, I always felt that Simone will be the final boss.
Yeah, or, well,
She-
now
she
how's
just
she the
hiding
final
with the dice.
boss if everybody's dead? But anyway, moving on. So
Just the last one left.
yeah, just because it's like Jurassic Park, it's like dinosaurs eat, man. Woman inherits the earth. But anyway, so you guys make it to the landing bay. You do actually notice there is actually a ship here, like a ship that has landed,
Ooh, loot goblin
which
time.
is the same class as yours. That is a bison. I mean, obviously an older model relative to.
Any interesting markings?
The name on it is the USCSS Steamboat Willie. But other than that, it doesn't have any kind of like skulls
Americans
on
are
it
here?
or What?
That doesn't sound good.
Disney?
Is what?
The Disney company is here?
Disney's took over the colony?
Oh God!
It's a bit too early. That's alien
All right,
resurrection
blow it up from
timeline.
orbit.
We are 300 years too early.
I
But-
swear to God, if we land and someone's in a fucking goofy mascot outfit,
Or no, you get to like the colony office and it's like, welcome to Horizon City.
Oh god.
That's just Mickey Mouse.
The prisoners went mad. They ate each other and became Mickey Mouse.
What?
They've gone furry.
dear God.
We'll have to nuke the planet from orbit. It's the only
Yeah,
way to be sure.
I fully back that. Oh god, that laugh gave me a fucking headache. Oh man. God, furry. Oh Jesus. Anyway, so yeah, but anyway, so jokes aside, so you know, you see a Bison class ship there, and you know, upon actual like, I mean, I'm assuming you know you obviously do like an aerial sweep before setting down.
Scan for life
Yep.
signs.
Yeah.
How much? I mean, do we have that? That's pretty old
Um,
technology, right?
Not
Scanning
aboard
for
a
life
drop shuttle.
signs. It's a flashlight. It's a
Yeah, like,
goddamn,
you can-
it's a goddamn
Like you
floodlights.
can do like, I mean, yeah, you can scan for something with this revolutionary body part called your eyes, but
I mean, are there a bunch of bodies lying around? That'd be a
no,
pretty
you don't
good
see any
sign.
signs of people around.
Anything broken and fucked up?
You do definitely, from what you're seeing, you know, this it definitely kind of like, you know, in Back to the Future Part 2, like when Biff takes over Hill Valley and it's like just like this like ghetto basically, and like this, you know, streets are all, you know, full of like wreckage and trash, and like the buildings are all vandalized and shit.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of
There's
what
like a
you're looking
few
at,
burned out Honda Civics.
pretty much. Like there are, like it definitely the place looks in disrepair.
Things have gone
Yeah.
messy. But it seems that we have arrivals. Maybe they have started something. Can we hail that ship next to us, Steamboat Willie?
I mean, you can send out a message, but like you don't get a response.
Are there any signs
Mhm.
that it's on or like powered actively?
Nope, it's off.
And closed, probably.
Oh boy.
I mean, you could potentially breach into it even if it's switched off or shut down, rather.
Let's not do that until we know who does it belong to. Let's not do illegal things yet.
Well, USCSS, that's American, right?
Yeah, United States Commercial Starship, yes.
So would that be, is that a private ship or like a government ship?
It means a ship that was like chartered and registered in the United States. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean it's property of the United States, because for example, for reference, the Prometheus was had the same prefix. Like, it was also built in the United States, but it was the property of Peter Whalen.
Hmm.
Basically, doesn't mean much yet until we know the details. Well, let's get going then. Seems we can expect some commotion, something
It's
bad
gonna be
happening.
those fucking aliens again, isn't it?
What? Why would you say that?
Well, they have to come from somewhere. They were kind of already in the neighborhood, you know.
And you think it came from this colony? I think you're jumping to conclusions, sir.
I am jumping to conclusions.
At least he's honest about it.
I mean, what else is he supposed to do except for to jump to conclusions?
Yeah. We get to a colony, it's, you know, vaguely intact, and everyone is gone. So
It could be an outbreak of cholera for all we know. It can be everything and anything.
Cholera is easily treated. That hasn't been killing people for, it hasn't been really
Millennia.
killing people for the last, about a millennia.
You'd be surprised.
Or maybe there's a
stuff
second
breaks down
pandemic
real
and everybody's
fast.
staying home.
Exactly. It could just be pandemics. You know what? It could be a goddamn festival, and they got a bit rowdy. We have no goddamn idea.
It's COVID 2020 34.
Or instead of COVID-19, it's COVID 79.
There's been a lot of them.
Yeah. So anyway, so the drop shuttle is landing. Is the attack helicopter going to sort of stay in the air, or is it going to land as well?
Should definitely stay in the air.
Yeah, I'm like,
No,
you
he's
gave me
landing.
the attack helicopter, so do you think I'm gonna land? No.
Richard, come back down.
I need you. But anyway,
Richard.
Conrad, we have two medics.
I just imagine Conrad saying, "Get on here, Richard," and you just see the nose of the helicopter go, "No."
Well, no, like the
Turns it
helicopter
left
was
and right.
pointed towards him, and then it turns away as if he was turning his head.
Okay.
And then like sort of flies off, and Conrad's like, Richard, and his voice echoes across the colony. But and Gorham, she sees you doing that, and she's like, "Hey, you want to borrow the bag of hyperventilation?"
I'll make do. I'll make do. Hey, Gorham, how have you been? I think he has decided in that moment who's he sticking with.
Oh. Alright, you're my backup, Richard. And then he says like, hey, like taps on her shoulder, hey Richard. Oh wait, sorry, starts hallucinating her as Richard. But anyway, so the helicopter stays in the air. Are you going to venture further into the colony, or are you going to investigate the steamboat really?
Conrad's vote is to go inside the colony. We should not touch somebody else's property until we know it is abandoned. We need to first see if there are any people here at all.
Okay, so you guys presumably proceed across the landing bay, like into this, like there's a sign above here that indicates that this is like you were entering the residential district.
Yes.
Well, is there anyone residing here?
I will get to that. But yeah, as you are patrolling around in the city, well, first of all, is the helicopter still guarding the landing bay, or are you going to be kind of like flying over the residential district?
I'm just gonna be like patrolling.
Okay. So let's see. So as you are patrolling around, like you do eventually start seeing people, mainly just like folks warming up by fires and garbage cans, but then when they see you walking by with guns in hand, they flee into the shadows and cannot be tracked. Now the one exception.
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're not going to kill you.
We're not here to shoot you. We just want to figure out what the fuck. Okay, you know what? You just be all creepy then.
Yeah, like you do, and then and speaking of creepy, like you do some people like a combination of like some of the ones that have fled, and then like ones in like houses with like boarded up, like some of the housing units have like bars, and then some of them have like storm shutters, and like you have people like staring at you from behind the safety of their like boarded up windows and stuff, just kind of assessing whether you're dangerous or not, but not wanting to take any chances like that. But that definitely gives you the vibe that there's some sort of danger around these parts, and people are naturally on edge.
People are afraid.
Well,
I just imagine they hide when the helicopter just flies
yeah,
over.
the fact that they hear an attack helicopter
like
flying over, that doesn't do you any favors. So
let's go to the nearest like boarded up building and bang on the door. Hey, what the fuck happened here?
We're not ICE agents.
We better
coming,
answer,
please.
or we're gonna break down the door.
Presidente, what the fuck?
We're gonna
come
get
in
the
Terrible
peace.
answer.
idea.
We come in peace.
We
But if you
come in
don't
peace.
tell
We're gonna
us,
break down your door. That's what I'm
You come in
hearing.
peace, but if you don't cooperate, you will go out in pieces.
Oh my god. Are you actually doing that, or are you just saying it as a joke?
okay, so
No more as a joke,
what
but
we're
it's basically
actually
like, we're
doing.
here to help.
We're here to help. We need to know what the fuck happened. You better open the door.
I knew that was coming.
There's a very slight veiled threat, because I'm gonna be honest, right? We know they're in there. If they don't give us some kind of answer, we're gonna find out, you know?
Well, now what happens is, like, as you are making commotion and trying to, get in, like, you do hear a voice from a nearby alley, a younger voice, and it is like a kid saying, well, "You're new in town, aren't you? I see you've got guns, but they won't help if the gangs get the drop on you, and we're all sitting ducks out here." And like as you turn to see, like basically it's a kid who's like age-wise, like late middle school, early high school age, like kind of somewhere in that range. And he's kind of doing the whole thing
They're
where
like
he's like leaning
16.
a
The
little younger than
gangs.
that, probably maybe
Mm.
like 12 to 13.
I'm gonna step over to that alleyway kind of slowly. What gangs are you talking about?
And he says, I'll give you a full rundown if we get somewhere safer. And he says, if you're willing to make it worth my while, I'll lead you someplace safe, and give you all the information you'd ever need.
We'd
Lead
be
me
happy
somewhere
to.
dangerous. We're gonna kill them.
Helicopter just like hovering over Presidente at this point.
We'll make it with you while. Don't worry about that. We have things. We have items to trade and to help.
I mean, well, what do you have? Because he's specifically referring to something like food, water, meds, or ammo, or maybe like a weapon or something for protection. So like he's basically like, payment up front kind of thing. Like he wants something to just keep on surviving, and then he'll help you out. So
Do you have some food or water with us? Like on our persons, or do we have to track back to the ship to get some?
I'll give
I
him
mean,
my canteen that I'm now revealing that I have, because that's a pretty reasonable thing to have on you.
I guess so, yeah. So yeah, he takes a canteen, and he just like um when he sees like fresh water, like he just sort of swishes it around to see how much is in, takes a sip, and then when he realizes, oh, this is fresh water, he just chugs the whole thing.
I was gonna laugh if it was like vodka or something.
I was gonna make a joke, but I figured it's probably better if we just leave it as water. It's like straight tequila.
Or maybe he brought a bit of extra punch from the colony bar or something. I don't know. But anyway, so he says, right this way, and he leads you to like as he leads you through the residential district. He gives you a rundown that so Administrator Barklum, over the years of her time in office, she turned Horizon City into a paradise for the elite at the price of everybody else is suffering. Various cells of dissidents formed and planned a coup from the shadow. They eventually got rid of Barklum, but a successor was never properly established, and thus it's been an ongoing gang war where it's every man for himself. And by this point, only three main factions exist: the Brutes, the Kings, and the Stalkers.
Ah,
Hmm.
well, that's a shame.
If Richard hears this, he's just like, "Do you know where their hideouts are at?"
You're in a helicopter.
I know that's
Yeah.
why I was like,
So
if I like heard of this over the radio, I'd just be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, do
Well,
we
the
know
kid
where the
doesn't have a
hideouts at?"
radio, so
hey,
Yeah,
hey,
but it's asking us.
hey
Like, yeah,
kid, do we
we're
do we
just
know where
listening.
their hideouts are at? Like, do they have do they wear colors? Like, how do we distinguish who to blow up and who to not?
so he says, so in terms of the different gangs in the order that he lists, so the Brutes are what remains of the prison wardens and corporate security, and their name is a shortened version of the Brutes in Blue, which was the commonly used nicknames for the cops on the planets due to being Barklam's enforcers. And obviously, from the point of view of the prisoners, they weren't very well liked. He says they were the most heavily armed gang and generally make a living by selling their protection services to loners in exchange for supplies, although oftentimes they run a mafia-like racket where the protection they offer is from them. As in, if you don't pay them, they'll take your ship by force and possibly kill you, depending on how evil they're feeling. And the Brutes, he says, are led by the former civil marshal Donovan Kendall, and their hideout, he doesn't know where their hideout is. But as for
Like an old police station, maybe.
well,
Suspect it's
about
the
that, yeah.
watchtower thing.
Well, he says, well, I'll get to that. As for the Kings, speaking of the watchtower, that is actually the administration tower, and that is their the headquarters of the Kings. They are
All right,
formed
Richard,
from
go
the.
blow that up.
Well, hold on, hold on. They are
Where is
formed
it?
from the farmers, engineers, and other blue collar workers who kept the colony running. They control the near entirety of all the ration stockpiles, but they keep a stiff upper lip on where the stockpile actually is, and they use this information to play the brutes and the stalkers against each other.
Okay, Richard,
And
don't go blow that up yet.
and they are led by the former Union steward Natasha Selfridge.
Her name is Suffrage.
Selfridge.
Oh,
She's got a ridge to herself. Who is the? Well, what are the last gang you mentioned?
The stalkers, which they're essentially raiders formed from the former prison labor force, who actively roam around looting whatever they can and killing anybody who doesn't have a barcode tattooed on their neck. And they are led by an inmate brother-sister duo, Larry and Lauren Bentley.
and where are they
And
set up?
Lovely bunch.
they are set up, ironically, in the HQ of the security team.
All right, Richard, go blow that up.
Just a
You
second.
would not have the firepower to destroy all that. I'm sorry.
He
It's
tells
just
me
a
to go blow it
minigun.
up and says, "I'm sorry, unable to process request.
Your
Must
request is
preserve
pending.
human
Pending.
life."
All right.
He's just saying that sarcastically because he no longer has to does that, but or has to do that. But
Are you
You know
sure?
what? Go give that building like a warning strafe. Like the street out in front of it. Just fire a few rounds of 25 millimeter and kick up the hornet's nest.
Presidente, are you sure? Maybe we should just avoid making trouble and.
It's a show of force. We're not actively blowing them up yet, but we're letting
yes,
them know that we're there.
We're painting targets on our backs, sir.
The target's already on our back. We came from the sky with stuff.
well,
Okay.
I mean, the thing is that nobody was seemingly monitoring the air traffic control center, and your ship did not land at the colony, so nobody nobody would potentially or at least the majority of the people would not know where your ship is and what it's carrying.
There's no way they haven't noticed the attack helicopter.
No, the attack helicopter. I mean, yeah, come on, but. Which actually, speaking of the ship, are you leaving any of the U.S. troops to guard it? Like, are you leaving anybody aboard that ship to guard it?
Yeah, like three of them. Three of
Okay.
the nameless, faceless idiots.
All right.
Huge
Um,
respect for your
Are you talking
personnel,
about them
sir.
in character that way?
No, I'm not calling them nameless, faceless idiots. I'm referring
Okay.
to them as nameless, faceless idiots because they are literally faceless.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
I mean, just want to be sure. Like, I mean, it sounds like something
Mm.
Presidente
Yeah,
would say.
it's definitely a character for
It's on
it,
the
but
verge, but not saying
yeah.
yet.
So, but anyway, so Eugene, he's leading you through the city streets, and he takes you to his group's hideout, which is actually in the classroom of one of the classrooms of the colony school. And his group's hideout, consists of there are a total of 7 people there. There are how many? Like there's himself, there's Eugene, and there's an older like high school age kid. Like in terms of like kids, there's himself, his high school age brother, and then a girl who looks to be about like 7 or so, and then the other 4 people are adults. And as he leads you in, the 2 parents, like they're near their kids, they defensively put themselves between their kids and they reach for slung weapons. But when they see Eugene, they lower their guard, and he introduces you guys to his companions in order. He says, "Well, you already met me. This is my older brother Sean, my mom Megan, my neighbor Marcus and his husband Gary, my mom's friend Ruth, and her 7-year-old daughter Lisa."
Hi.
And
Hi.
hi. Were you all just used to be the workers here at the colony?
So what you're told is by so Eugene's mom, Megan, she says, well, some of us were, but I have questions for you. You're obviously not from Horizon City. Where did you come from, and are you a rescue team?
Well,
Wasn't the plan, but kind of
we were
seems
kind of
like
hoping. Yeah, we were kind of hoping that from you, actually. Um, we are from the neighboring, quote unquote, nearest colonized star. We are also a Wayland Corp colony. We are from Terra Nova. Don't know if you've heard of us. Hugely successful in the last few years, but generally we've had an incident, so we needed some food supplies quite quickly. So we've came here to barter and trade for them, but we weren't expecting this. We mean you no harm, of course, and we will help anyone available who wants or needs help. But we're not a professional rescue team.
And yeah, you can see there's definitely a bit of visible disappointment in Megan's face, as well as that of everybody else around her. Um, but she then asks, "Well, does whatever ship you arrived in have enough stasis pods to evacuate all of us?"
He mentally kind of cringes because he knows there's a lot more, probably than 20 people around that are gonna need uh, all of the help.
Well, you
un-
don't need to. She's not really asking to, like, evacuate every single person in the colony. She only really cares about everybody in the room. So
Ah,
unfortunately not, but we may be able to see about working something out. For now, though, uh, what we can do is potentially help out with this gang situation. Uh, I don't know if you've heard that extremely fucking loud thing, flying overhead. Uh, but that is an attack helicopter, and it's ours.
I just imagine you start hearing the gun start winding up and then spinning back down, winding back up, spinning back down.
So naturally, that gives us a degree of, I guess you could say, leverage over these savage armed groups.
A question though, do you know of any countermeasures? Are there any anti-air emplacements, RPGs, any attack vehicles of their own? I doubt it, but need
yeah,
to
no, this
ask.
colony was not designed to repel aerial assaults, so it's not packing that level of firepower.
It's not Terra Nova. We're incredibly well armed in
Yeah,
comparison.
because keep in mind, like, Yeah, if there's a prison riot and the prisoners take over, then they would have access to that stuff.
Yes,
So
the alien-free mentality. I completely understand that.
Yeah. And how do you take back the prison? You know, you'd have to come from the sky. You don't really want them to be able to shoot you down. So yeah.
correct. So, in terms of the dilemma of like, can we evacuate, like, like in terms of like, well, we wouldn't necessarily have enough people to evacuate. So one of the NPCs, and I would say realistically probably be Gorm, she's basically like, well, wait a minute, wait. Couldn't we just take the cryopods out of that other ship and just put it in ours?
Oh, great idea, Miss Gorham. People.
We'd still have to figure out how to tie it
Well,
into the power.
And
No, we
even
can take
outside of
we can
that,
take the ship. We can just actually take the ship. Whose ship does that belong to, by the way?
Megan says, well, that's just the colony ship. Like, I mean, for the sake of supply runs and so on. Like, essentially,
Then
she's saying
commandeered.
it serves the same functional purpose as the ore chariot.
Oh,
So it is a
okay.
colony ship. Therefore, it is a company ship, and
therefore, it's our ship.
therefore, since the colony is disarray, the acting company representatives can take charge of the necessary resources. Okay,
Well, I
yes.
will say that in terms of, because technically the colony, like the government, like, obviously is in disarray, but certain members of the administration are still alive.
Oh, they are. Okay.
Well, yeah, because remember it was stated that the civil marshal and the union steward are still alive.
Ah, they're leading the other groups. Yeah. We'd have it
Yeah,
would be
like the
a bit
stalkers are led
illegal.
by 2 prisoners, but the brutes are led by the civil marshal, and the kings are led by the union steward.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Conrad kind of gets closer to his group of PCs there, and he's kind of like half whispering, not really like completely that the other civilians don't have to hear, but basically just kind of half private conversation. Maybe if we try to help them out and deal with their problems, so the acting government officials, the acting colony officials, retake control. We wouldn't have to maybe even trade anything. Maybe they would be indebted to us, and we could create a new ally in that sense. A completely new world and colony that has close relations to Terra Nova. Well, what do you think about that? Is that just a crazy dream or
A new
practical?
addition to the Presidente conglomerate.
Well, I mean, we could always set up like a Muppet government.
That
What's the
is
Eloquently
technical
a good
said.
difference
idea
between a
to
puppet
help
and a Muppet
them.
government?
Muppet government's like the friendly kind.
And it's
The
run
Muppet
by
has
Kermit the
someone.
Frog. And Miss
I'm gonna
Piggy
say
is PP.
No, Miss Piggy's back at the colony. Remember?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Oh
God!
no! Oh no!
Shut it down.
God.
Shut it down.
Come on,
I hate you,
Muppets gone
Chris.
wrong.
how could I miss out
Jesus.
on that? I wasn't gonna let that pass by.
Well, I'll never look at
Hermit
Muppets
the
the same
Frog
way
is
again.
getting Hermit the Frog is getting cucked by the Reynolds brothers.
Oh no.
Help
Thank
me!
you for that.
Oh my
You hear that
God.
echoing
The
from the
images.
colony or from the
It's
trailer park?
God.
Yeah. Given new meaning to the phrase, make you squeal like a pig. But anyway,
Oh damn.
anyway,
My day is
Meg-
ruined. Thank you.
Pig fucking shenanigans aside, so what is the what what is the plan for like, are you going to try to take the cryopods out of the Steamboat Willie, or what are you going to do next?
Pig fucking
Comment.
shenanigans aside, are you touching the willy?
God damn it, bullets.
Before we
Offer a ride on
go
the
on to
Steamboat Willie.
handle, before we go over to handle the Willy, we should probably talk with the owners of said Willy.
Yeah. You don't want to handle the willy without speaking to its owner.
Yep, we need
You might
consent
also want to
from
wash your
the
hands.
acting participant.
Oh, God. Okay, so anyway, so the colonists, they say, like, I mean, if you because they definitely seem very locked down to the idea of, like, unless you can solidly assure them and are genuine about the fact that you will get them out, then they are very stubborn about providing further assistance. But, like, I
I mean,
mean,
we can
Have you
get you
got?
out of here, but like the more primary goal is to, deal with the problem that makes you want to leave in the first place. Doesn't that seem kind of like it would benefit you to give us some pointers? Like, where are some of these bastards? What do they look like? Which ones should we blow up, and which ones should we work with,
I
if
suppose.
any?
Um, so yeah, with that, I mean, Megan begrudgingly agrees to your logic and says, "Well, we will take you to the administration tower to speak with. I mean, obviously not like. I mean, we will take you to where Natasha Selfridge, the union steward, is, but in terms of actually seeking an audience with her and getting her to agree to whatever deal you might offer, then you're on your own there. But
Understood.
so she says, well, I mean, if you're ready to leave, then the sooner the better. So
Yes,
so
I
she
think
leads
we should
you,
both time.
yeah, like, you guys go this way, because she does say that, like, if just warns you that if you decide at any point to go to the security team HQ, like, well, any different way here in the central sort of cross, there are guards posted there, and they, as was warned by Eugene, they will shoot on sight if you're not one of them. So um
Yeah.
but
Let's
luckily,
leave that and the
yeah,
attack helicopter for the
yeah,
last
yeah.
faction
So
to me.
she leads you through here. This is the central operations district, and leads you to the administration tower, and you see guys, and like, there are guys, where is it? Sees like, there are guys in, like, very sort of, like, and they're armored, black armor, and like, corporate style uniforms and markings, and they are carrying shotguns, and I mean, they don't, like, I mean, unless you approach them, they don't really react to you beyond taking notice of you. And after Megan leads you there, she says, I mean, well, good luck, and then heads off to regroup with the rest of her group. So, what do you do? Like, you're outside of the administration tower, and you got these guards up front. So, what are you doing?
I think we should approach them, have a
Mhm.
conversation.
Announce ourselves friendly, like
Okay.
maybe at a safer distance, so they're not
Leave the attack
spooked.
helicopter at home.
Well,
Be a bit further away.
yeah,
We can handle if things go
leave it
wrong.
within, like, oh shit, we need an attack helicopter distance, but not like,
Yeah, calling for air support.
actively threatening them with a gunship.
Yeah.
Basically, don't hold the barrel of the minigun up their anal holes. So
Oh my!
we need
Don't shove it down their throats.
whatever end, basically. Yes. be courteous
So keep
towards
so
them.
keep the
Subtle about
prop.
it.
So keep the prop, to their faces instead of the gun end.
Yep.
So anyway,
This table is unhinged, and I love it.
I know, but the guards see you approaching, and I mean they don't aim at you, but they definitely kind of tighten the grip on their guns, and they basically just do the whole like state your business kind of thing.
Now, well, we're
Presented?
here from the closest nearby colony of Terra Nova. I am its administrator. It is my understanding that your group here is the remaining security forces of the colony.
Well, slight oversight there. I mean, cause I'm just giving you this because you already learned it. Like these guys are not the security force. These are
Oh, these guys aren't the brutes? I thought that's
no
where we
the
ran.
brutes.
No,
You don't know where the
they're
brutes
the
are. You know this is where the
agricultural.
king. This is where the kings are.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was thinking. Yeah, all right, gotcha. That this
These are the
is
peoples we want to be friends with.
gotcha. Okay.
They know where the food is.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
secretly somewhere hidden.
It is my understanding that your group is led by the
Union steward.
well, by chain of command, the now acting administrator and the remnants of the council. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Well,
By this
in
point, the
that
council
case,
only consists of 2 people, and one of them is in that building.
well, we like to request a meeting.
So they look at you, and one of them, like I mean, they maintain eye contact with you at all times. One of them, like he gets on his little like like chest or shoulder kind of mounted radio, and obviously like he basically hails as like Miss Selfridge, this is Sergeant, who cares, and like has a brief conversation with her, asking like like basically reporting you guys are there, what you want to do, and then um you know
There's a bunch of funny looking people here asking for a meeting with you.
yeah, and
They look like they've bathed. That's
yeah. You
That's wild.
also like you also he kind of looked, he does a head count, and he actually, you do catch him reporting like how many in your group are there, which, as I understand it, let me just go back to the colony overview. You've got Alexandra.
All except 3.
Yeah, because you left 3 mooks back at the ship, and
And then
Richard
2 in the helicopter.
yeah, Richard and one of the army guys. So you basically, that's 5, 4, so 9. If I counted that right, it's 12 people. So so seeing that you have a total of like, well, pretty much everybody in the group is armed, and you've got 5 U.S. Army troops that are all carrying assault rifles. Um, he's basically the guy. Like after he's done talking to his boss, he looks at you all and he says, so one of 2 things. Like you have one of 2 options. You can either leave everybody except for like any council members outside, or your whole group can come in, but you need to disarm before going to speak with Miss Selfridge.
all right.
I think
I'm all right
just a
with
few of
leaving
us.
the military personnel out here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, like if you're going in, and all, because Alexandra, as a temporary PC, is technically under the is representing Albert.
Yeah,
Like I
she's
would
the
say that,
Yes.
acting sheriff
yeah,
on the ship.
yeah. So she would be allowed in. But
Yes.
so basically, it's just Conrad, Simone, El Presidente, and Alexandra who are going in. So, all right. So the guy, enters swipes a key card to unlock the door, and he says, proceed inside and comply with whatever the officer that you like, the next officer you see tells you. So, so the
Understood.
everybody else just they wait outside. and into the office, I will activate this this room, which I kind of hijacked from a module that Emily has in the Cyberpunk game.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, this is a snazzy room.
Yep. By frag maps. But anyway,
So these
so
bastards are living large.
yeah, so let me just drag. So Alexandra, or no, not Albert, El Presidente, Conrad, and Simone. Um, and you get, so basically, like, I would say this is probably the elevator right here. And, so there are guards, there are, guards manning here. And then as you look to the right, the door opens and she sees you before you hear her. You hear a woman say, welcome, I've been expecting you. And she says,
Ah,
please take a seat.
All
So
right.
you can move your characters wherever you want to be sitting if you so choose.
So I'm gonna like speak up. Don't you want to like come over here so we don't have to
Well,
yell?
out of character, it's like obviously I'm guessing there would probably be they would be close. That's just how the room is. So like realistically, obviously she's not across the room, but there would be, you know, better seating conditions. Maybe like a couch in front of the fucking office terminal or whatever it is. Um, Something of note is Uh, I want the group overall to do a passive observation to see if you pick up anything interesting in the room, and that is okay. Well, you succeed anyway. So you do notice. I mean, it's not
Just
model
a
here.
flat observation.
You don't. Well, you don't need. El Presidente already succeeded, so you don't need to. But basically, because like what you notice, and I'd say El Presidente notices first. Behind her, there is actually it's kind of concealed by like this vase, but there is actually a wall safe.
of
Interesting.
course, he would see that.
Ooh, money.
Yeah. Hold on, where is it? Is there? Yeah, no, the El Presidente just straight up goes like full on Mr. Krabs. Money, oh money, how I love thee. But anyway, so
So,
so
Miss Selfridge, it seems you have gotten our message that we've sent in advance.
well, by the way, like I said, you don't have to actually shout across the room. The seating conditions would
Sorry.
realistically be better. I just picked the map because it kind of represents the vibe of the office and the general layout. But like obviously, there would be like, oops, that's the wrong fucking tool. So like maybe like a couch like right thereabouts.
Okay, okay.
Like basically there's somewhere for you to sit if you are having like a direct audience with her. So, um, and yeah, I mean you all are kind of sitting shoulder to shoulder, but there is enough room for you all to sit in front of her office, and she says like, so my security force notified me of your your reason for being here. Um, as I'm not sure if you are already aware of the situation here at my colony.
It's an unfortunate situation, to be sure.
We've got part of the story from some of the locals, but we would like to hear your version as well as somebody who has been like directly involved with administration. Uh, is there any way we can help restore the lost balance here?
Um, what she says and especially in terms of that last part, is I mean, well, what she tells you isn't really that different than from what Eugene and his mom said in terms of the situation
Mhm.
here and like what actually happened. Um, but she says that you know, I mean, I have an offer for you that I think we can both benefit from. She says that if you can help me bring the other two gangs to heel and have them recognize myself and the kings as our as the rightful leadership of this colony, I'll give you all the food you'd ever need.
That is interesting proposition. That I think that we can definitely consider and lean towards it. Just a few more details, though. You are, as far as we're aware, you're one of the two remaining living representatives of the administration. Why aren't both of you working together?
So in terms of, well, she says that so Marshall Kendall for the most part um has like he's been kind of drawing power from the sense that as the civil marshal and the one with um authority on most of the security forces prior to things kind of collapsing, uh those those security forces, like he has basically an advantage in that, like, if people need protection from the prisoners, then they can summon him or come to him, or his forces can come to them and provide that protection and basically kind of keep the racket going, making a show of driving off the raiders. And it's like, well, we're not heroes for free, um, kind of deal. Like basically, so long as the raiders or like the stalkers are around to provide a danger and that he and his forces can quell, then he has no need to want to collaborate. Like, because basically that situation gives him his power. Whereas the kings hold most of the food, so that gives them their power.
And do you know where the stalkers can be found?
Well, what was mentioned with the stalkers is, hold on, I'll make the Horizon City overview. I'm going to make that what is it? All players navigate, just so I don't have to keep reactivating the scene. But basically, so the security team HQ is where the stalkers, aka the present force, they are located in the security team HQ. The brutes, led by Marshall Kendall, are actually at the atmosphere processor, of all places.
Hmm.
I said you don't want to blow up.
Do you believe that if the stalker gang is really taken care of, that uh, the brutes would fall in line, or would they just find a new excuse to keep enacting their brutalities?
She says, according to my predictions, based on my experience with both Marshall Kendall specifically as well as the situation overall, is that if you kill the leadership of the stalkers, they'll most likely kill themselves off in the struggle to establish a new leadership, or otherwise be weakened enough for a takeover. And as for the brutes, if the stalkers aren't an issue, they should be easy enough to assimilate if you were to go and have a chat with them. But in case they aren't, we have a contingency plan to get them under control. However,
We have a few of those as well.
oh, do you? She says, kind of raising an eyebrow and smiling a little. Like, please do
Yeah.
tell.
Well,
May I ask what your contingency plan is, ma'am?
And she says, "You need not worry about that. It's all I can. I will say to um, lessen any concerns that you have. It's definitely not something I would ever want to use if I don't have to.
Ah,
If we can resolve the situation the way I outlined, that would be better for everybody."
I see. Well,
a question, an additional question, if I may. Um, why do you think? How do you believe that if these two gangs are dealt with and resolved with their issues, that the colony won't falter and fall into chaos again.
Well, I mean, basically the reason why the colony is in chaos is largely because of the prisoners, because they represent a continuous danger to the civilian population in the sense that, I mean, obviously they raid and pillage, um, and that provides an opportunity for the brutes to sort of make their living while still kind of looking like the good guys. And meanwhile, the kings are totally fine because they control most of the food stockpiles. Um, and yeah, I mean, like basically, it's sort of an effective like if you get rid of if the stalkers are no longer a threat, then the brutes lose their power, and then that makes them easier to take over, or more willing to join forces with the more powerful side, aka the kings.
But how come, if you are the faction with the most resources, that you haven't been attacked by the other two factions?
Because we
Because then they
know
burn
where.
all the food.
Well, that too, but like the thing is that I mean, well, number one, if we were ever attacked, I mean, as I said, we have means to dissuade them from trying something so stupid, but also the fact that we hold all the food, or well, not all the food, but most of it, obviously gives them a bit of bargaining power, because if the kings are out of the way, then they then the colony eventually starves.
Hmm.
And
So in
there's
your
not really any strategic value in attacking because the kings are more or less a neutral party in the war between the brutes and the stalkers.
But you believe that it's impossible to get the stalker gang to just cooperate and to reintegrate those people as a productive workforce?
She says, "I need not remind you that they're essentially an evolution of the prison workforce, essentially slaves. I can't imagine they would want to, like, they'd be willing to, properly integrate in exchange for, or in favor of basically getting even, I guess, for lack of a better word, with the remnants of the old government.
True.
Because it might sound good on paper, like okay, now you have a chance to be equals with the rest of the civilization, but at the same time, um, they spent so long like being oppressed, so to speak, like being kind of the lower class in the situation, to where they would not settle for suddenly being equals. They definitely want to have more power. And on top of that, you also have to consider they're prisoners. We're talking everything ranging from like petty thieves to rapists and murderers and really bad people. So they're not the kind of people you would want to form an alliance with and just have out and about in the streets.
True, but so you don't think that even any of them can be dissuaded to fracture the group and siphon them off to alliances with uh, the remaining civilians? Like, as you said, maybe the least offending ones, like just petty thieves or something, if we are already desperate to have people on our side.
I mean, if you could theoretically get to them, perhaps, but I don't consider it worth the effort. And quite frankly, I mean, they're in prison for a reason. They would not be productive members of the society.
Okay, just was wondering what the future plans and opinions were of this administration, so we know
You
how
still have
to.
records of their rap sheets.
Yes.
Interesting. Keep those at hand, we may be able to potentially reach some particularly less violent offenders, and maybe they could be convinced with some sort of offer of a clean slate, but
Leniency.
otherwise, yeah.
Oh no.
Otherwise,
Like essentially
seems
pardoning them in favor, like if they help you deal with the bad ones or something.
yeah.
Oh, I thought Conrad's mind was going to, oh no, he needs a slave workforce for the
Oh,
mines at Terra Nova.
Oh no, no,
Well,
no, no,
Whiskey's
no,
getting
no.
lonely. He needs
Yeah.
some friends.
We can do that with the the rapists that lay down their arms when we make it obvious we're going to destroy them. The bad ones that don't want to cooperate.
Right.
They can work in the mines.
We're not transporting the worst of the worst on these ships. That that is one thing I do agree. We will adamantly not allow there.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's something to mine here.
You mean just continued here? We'll see. We'll see. We have to
Franchising opportunities, Conrad. You're a corporate man. How do you not recognize the opportunity here?
I just see a lot of dangers and peril and suffrage around here.
No,
and-
Selfridge, and she's right there.
Excuse me.
Alexandra will speak up and said, I'm not sure we have a choice considering our situation.
Yeah.
Mhm. The issue I have with Selfridge, speaking a little bit out of character, is that the way that she's referring to the prisoners is she's not referring to them as people. She's just referring to them as inhuman, which is really just
Yeah.
rubbing me the wrong way.
Gee, I wonder why
So
they rebelled in the first place.
I don't trust
Well,
her.
It's on brand for Wayland Corp, let's not lie, and their penal colonies. But yeah.
But yeah.
So do we want to talk next with the marshal, or directly go and massacre the stalker gang?
Hmm. I think let's ask for a short list of former prisoners. Maybe there were some that were cooperating, or
Or like be good behavior when they
Yeah.
were in prison.
informants, those that had good behavior, the kind that might be more willing to work with us, and maybe we can track some of those down.
Well, the problem is that in terms of trying to get to them, the only way into the prison facility, which speaking of, in case it wasn't obvious, I'll just mark it here. That's what this the central so the central opening is the farm where the prisoners work, and it's not the only farm, but it was the one that the main one that the prisoners were working in, and obviously the rest of the structure is the prison itself. The problem is the only way in and out is through the security team HQ, and that is completely locked down by the stalkers.
Yeah, basically we would have to go in and start kicking ass and hope that the more normal ones will just give up and surrender when they see they are outnumbered and they don't want to be with those nastier ones. We have to hope that with that, just give them options and tell them to surrender, etc., until they whittle down. How many of the Stalker Gang members exist? How large are their forces?
the thing is, Natasha says that I don't quite have a head count of who all is still alive. The prison force previously numbered over 100 inmates.
Oh god.
Though, like I said, if you kill the leadership, then they will probably destroy themselves in the infighting to try to, establish who's going to be the next one to call the shots.
Understood.
Or at the very least weaken themselves up enough for the brutes to take over and get them in line again.
I was hoping we wouldn't have to do it this way, but yeah, I don't think we have much of a choice. Presidente, I have an idea. We could try to get the attention of the stalker gang and to request a meeting with them and with the head of their people, trying to sell the story that we are that we have guns to sell to them if they are willing to help us, quote unquote, steal the food.
I hope
Give
you're
them,
not discussing this right in front of her.
He's making a plan in the sense of like lying to them.
Right,
He's
but
basically trying to and basically to lure them in a false sense of security that we are interested in Terra Nova taking over the control of the colony, and we are willing to work with them to oust the previous administration, blah, blah, blah. And when they think that we are with them, we
double cross.
blow brains out, slit throats, and punch teeth. Lure them in a false sense of security, get near the important people, and rip and tear. And then you, Richard, unleash.
You do realize that I'm not supposed to kill people, right?
They have barcodes. They are imagine them as defunct David One models, like.
Oh my
I don't
God.
think I don't think that matters because it would conflict with the programming.
Richard, are you able to close your eyes and pull the trigger?
Sadly, no.
Why the actual fuck did we put you to fly the helicopter? So
Yeah,
Because I don't have to shoot, because the second person can actually do the guns. I can
no, he
just fly it.
can't. No, he can't.
Yes, it
That's
can.
what.
I mean, maybe they can't like aim them, but they got the ability to pull the trigger.
Can
true.
they?
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I can just point
oh,
it
okay.
at them, and then they do all the shooting. I'm not doing any of the shooting, so
Yeah, because let me
technically
just
I'm
check
not doing anything.
We need our best Guitar Hero player on that helicopter.
Because just for reference, I mean, I imagine this thing less as like what's pictured here and more like the helicopters from Avatar. But like the general idea, I mean, I have of these things is like if you look at the nose gun, like it looks like it's in a fixed mount, so it will fire
Yeah.
like wherever the helicopter is pointed rather than like swiveling around like the turret on like say an Apache.
Yeah, but same situation. I mean, the co-pilot is just like a second pilot,
Yeah,
really.
I mean the co-pilot can pull the trigger. It's
So-
just Richard has to point it in that direction. So
Which technically I can't do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're not directly harming them. You're not
Huge-
pulling the trigger. It's the
Richard,
guy right next to you.
exactly. Just imagine they are going for a long sleep. They are going down to the farm. To the old farm of
I don't
the
like
old-
this justification. I'm very uncomfortable with this
We don't need to
conversation right
justify
now.
it. Like we're just gonna do it anyway. You don't have to have a good
yeah, that
reason.
totally helps.
Presidente's orders. You heard him.
But we are sending them to the farm in one way or another.
Yep, they will be
Well,
fertilized one way or another.
I guess we're
You-
sending
you
them
have to
back
fill
to
out
the
our
farm
workforce
because they were
or
on the farm
fertilizer?
before.
They'll be
The
pushing up the
workforce or
daisies.
fertilizer? Yeah.
So do you want to go with that subterfuge type approach to lure them into a false sense of security? Do you want to do that?
I think, as far as the stalkers go, I think a show of force of some kind is necessary. I don't think subterfuge is the best route there. I think, by
Oh.
and large, we just kind of need to, you know, um, give them that one-way trip you mentioned, and then maybe see who is willing to not die.
But if we need to take out the head of the gang, if we go in guns blazing, won't they just hunker down to the safest structure? It would be quite hard for us to go then through layers and layers and layers of prisoners. I don't know how well armed they would all be. They're probably minimally armed, but still.
What sort of structure is their headquarters?
Definitely not an open top building. You have to understand like the prison, like all the structures relative to the prison stuff, like the HQ, like security HQ, the prison facility, and then like the sort of airlocks that lead into more substantial parts of the settlement. Um, all
Mhm.
those are obviously very heavily reinforced to prevent the prisoners from getting out.
I see. But
So like
not
it,
likely to be reinforced against 25 millimeter autocannon.
I don't know quite how durable most prison fortifications are, so I can't really give a yes or no on that. But all I can say is like, if you were to
They're
just
not
say like
missiles.
open fire on this, what?
I'm just saying, like, they're certainly not as strong as missiles that can
Well, you don't
take
have
out
any missiles.
bunkers.
That's the problem.
Exactly. It'll be certainly great for mowing down people when they're exposed,
Yeah, but against like
but
actual buildings, it's somewhat limited.
I mean, it could definitely bust down some metal doors and definitely shake things up. Might not be
Right.
able to tear through concrete walls. Actually, Richard, what sort of ammunition is that thing firing? Is it just explosive, or does it have like an armor piercing belt?
I have
Technically,
no
it is armor
idea.
piercing according to the weapon stats.
Is it
Right?
now?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that lovely?
I see murder in his eyes.
Okay, so it's definitely not completely incapable of some serious damage
It's
there.
capable, but it's just inefficient. So
Yeah. We would have to burn a lot of ammo just to do
Yeah.
minuscule amounts of damage.
Did you say something about like beam turrets, Cody, earlier? What was that about?
it wouldn't be useful for. It's basically like a laser designation device, but it only affects other vehicles, not the
Ah,
helicopter itself.
maybe we can shine it in their eyes.
Blind them. Crimes against humanity.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we can do that, El Presidente, in your greatest wisdom, if you so choose to go in guns blazing. But I'm just fearful of how hard would it be to track down the wiggly bastards that are responsible for all of this.
Hmm. I mean, ultimately, we don't need to completely obliterate the stalkers. We just need to weaken them to a point that the the warden can't, continue to claim some kind of legitimacy in opposing them.
Yeah, like quite literally, all you have to do is kill the duo that leads the stalkers, and then once they fall, then the situation overall will probably mostly resolve itself. You would just then need to talk to the warden and And basically convince him to say like, "Hey, we killed the leadership, so they'll fall apart. You can easily deal with them, and then you can side with Miss Selfridge, and then rule the colony together." So
You know what we could do? We could maybe play the brutes into attacking the stalkers with us. And then, their people could take the majority of the, actual fighting, and we can provide, very effective support, but, just be more of a supporting element.
And we sneak in to find the main leaders and cut off the heads of the Hydra.
Well, what do we know about the layout of their compound? I mean, given the nature of their group, it's likely that the leadership would be in the, I guess, the nicer part of the structure. Maybe
well, their leadership, you've been told, is garrisoned here. Like, ironically enough, they took the security team HQ as their HQ.
Do they have any special kind of does that security team HQ have a special type of like extra secure room, basement
Panic
bunker
bunker?
thing, panic room, whatever? Yes.
Potentially, but admittedly didn't really factor that in, so I'll just go with no.
Okay. So
Mhm.
They didn't think they
theoretically,
would need one.
Yeah.
so theoretically, if we barged in, they don't have too many places to hide. Is that a safe assumption?
Yeah.
Well, okay then. If
They wouldn't
you want,
happen to have like a like a like a tower, where their leadership might be. Leadership like to be up high in a tower, kind of like lots of open windows.
In the case of the
Nothing like
security
that.
H team, it's like a one-story structure for the most part.
Mm.
There are a number of different rooms, which I do have a map for.
Does it have a
I
lot of
mean,
windows?
no, it does not. Like the whole thing, because you have to understand, it's meant to be as enclosed as possible for security purposes, like to avoid in this situation, like because it kind of backfired on the security team, because like once the prisoners took it over, uh, what was meant to
It's
keep the
pretty difficult
prisoners
to get them
out,
out.
yeah, once the prisoners took it over, now it became impossible for the security team to get in.
Hmm. What sort of defenses does it have? Anything automated, or is it just the natural defensibility of the structure?
If you're talking about something like sentry guns or something like that, no, it does not have anything like any defensive countermeasures. I mean,
so it
obviously, it would
seems.
have like cameras and alarms and stuff, but it doesn't have anything that like like turrets or something like that, or
Where
like
does it get its
turrets or like
electricity from?
um
Mm.
good question, because I mean I feel like with most of these kind of colony structures there would be like a power plant somewhere, maybe in the central operations district. But the problem is that they
Mhm.
can't really cut power to, like, I mean I would assume they couldn't really cut power to one part of the complex without cutting power to everything else.
Mm.
It's not like I'm not an expert on like citywide power grids, but I don't believe it's a situation where like
We can't take out a substation.
I mean
If there
potentially.
are power lines running to that building in particular, maybe we could just knock those out.
If they're accessible, yes, maybe we can just cut a specific one.
I
Again,
mean obviously
if
you would
they
have
are
to
not
that
possible.
cuts power to like doors and stuff, so you would have to kind of brute force your way through those, but
That was already sort of the plan.
all right. Well, I mean
If it
if you want to
takes
do that,
away a portion of their advantage where they can, open and close doors remotely at will and, watch cameras and all that, then
Yeah, no, that definitely that would definitely set them back. Yes.
and not only that, but if we knock out their power, I mean, it's going to be pitch black in there. They can't see shit.
Well, they
So
might
a
have
lot of them are
emergency
probably going to
lighting,
step
but
outside.
they would have emergency lighting potentially, but that would still put, in terms of combat, that would definitely put them at a disadvantage. And obviously,
Yeah.
they can't monitor the cameras, so or have comms like like intercoms outside or inside, so they would not be able to alert their guys inside
Mhm.
that you're coming. So
And on top of that, I mean, just knock it out the power in the first place. There's probably going to be quite a few of them that step outside, like, what the fuck, And yeah, I don't know if it gets hot in there, but it probably turn off the air conditioning, make things unpleasant for them.
true.
Maybe we could try.
Ultimately, the more of them that are outside, the more we can,
Just chop
sort
them
of
up with
get
a Gatling gun.
exactly. And if that's like a large portion of them, then perhaps the rest of them could be, convinced to lay down their
Give up.
arms.
True.
And if not, then maybe we can get the brutes on our side to go do the dirty work.
Well, I mean, they're not going to do your job for you. I mean, you might be able to convince them to partner up with you, but
Exactly. I mean, we'd be doing the support stuff, and then they send in their brutes to clear out the last of them.
it could work. So
They
We'd
could
have to
basically
convince them of that.
form they could be used to form a distraction so that we can get in like a surgical knife and get the important ones.
okay.
That is true. If we have a team from them, and then we can have our own people go in at a different point.
Yeah, because there are 3 different ways into their compound. So
All right.
like
So
you
we have a plan.
like you can go here, you can go here, and you can go here. So
Okay. So let's first then talk to the brutes at the atmosphere processor to get them on board. Then cut the power to the security team and synchronize our assault. Let's try
okay.
that.
All right. So is there anything else you're going to discuss with Natasha, or are you going to leave her office and then get to work?
We'll be back, basically.
All right. Are you also I mean, obviously you can address it later. Are you going to well, before or after you talk to the broods, are you going to go check out the Steamboat Willie?
Yeah. You know what? We have exactly enough time left in the session to do that, probably.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good thing you could do.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so you go back to the landing bay, and yeah, I don't have maps for it because it's not going to be a combat encounter. The ship is locked down, so I believe it would be, well, I mean, if depending on, are you going to try to you know use mechanical force to alien isolation the doors open, or are you going to try to hack into the doors?
I can always beep boop beep it. I have my gear, my six and
Okay.
Yeah,
diagnostic devices, etc., and
All
I
right.
can do things.
Conrad can do this. He needs to, clock some hours in anyway.
All right.
Gotta earn his pay.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is a contact roll. In this case, for reasons unknown, well, I mean, I know it, but obviously you don't. It's going to be at a -2.
No issue.
So yeah, that's
The
going to
fuck
just
are they
cancel.
carrying in this thing? Like
It's just
top secret
they're
crack?
going. They're
The
going
secret
to
crack.
yeah,
Actually, an opium farm.
you're going to yeah, it's a -2, but your diagnostic device cancels that out.
Yeah. Yep.
Win.
Okay. Do you want to push to cover your tracks? If you get stuck like this.
Yes.
All right, you cover your tracks. So you get the door open, and then like it does like this, like slowly whooshes open. Very dimly lit interior, but obviously, I mean, if you guys, I'm assuming you're wearing, because the plane has breathable air, you're wearing your Kevlar vest with shoulder lamps.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Where is the secret crack?
yeah, yeah. So as you explore, like as you're exploring the ship, let me just get to my notes here. So the cargo hold, there isn't any super crack in there.
Fuck.
Damn it.
Aw,
Uh,
tragic.
and interestingly, I mean, as you're searching the ship, like as you get to like the aft end of the ship, so first of all, you find the power cells have been stripped, so the ship is completely incapable of flight.
Oh.
What's more alarming though, is that the ship's self-destruct mechanism, like it isn't deactivated, and what's more, it is linked to a remote signal.
Mm.
And like
So
according to like a
that's what
diagnostic,
Natasha.
and the actual physical hardware appears to be booby-trapped to prevent it from being defused.
I thought Natasha's backup plan was blowing up the atmosphere processor, but it seems she has this
So
ship
back-
rigged to blow.
Man, she would destroy the whole colony over this? Over losing power? That's ridiculous.
I mean, it might not necessarily have been
Yeah,
her.
it's just-
Like, there could be more to it, but I mean, that's obviously a natural conclusion to come to.
Yeah, this is what I was worried about, that it'd be kind of a, if I can't have it, then no one will type of situation.
And
Which,
how selfish.
horrible.
Why am I feeling there's some foreshadowing in this story?
Yeah, I mean, I felt it was only fitting. I mean, obviously, with things reaching a potential boiling point, with the character agendas and stuff, that this is kind of like, I mean, I'm not necessarily basing any specific events off of like anything the players might do, but it's like, consider it from the point of view like this is a colony that had a coup and it didn't work out well for it.
Mm.
This is what it could look like if shit
Yeah.
goes down.
Or alternatively,
you're
in character. Oh, sorry.
You're telling me using violence to overthrow leadership of a colony does not result in utopia?
Confused Pikachu face.
Yeah, you
Well,
would be confused by that.
Well, I was just gonna say that, like, or alternatively, like some of the characters might be looking at this whole situation, going, like, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Some
Maybe-
inspiration there. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
fuck.
but yeah, so you find that the reactor, like the self-destruct can be triggered remotely, and the actual means to deactivate the signal is booby-trapped. I mean,
Yep.
you could
Yeah.
theoretically try to defuse it, but failure would have extremely disastrous consequences, i.e. the self-destruct gets triggered.
All right, Conrad, you defuse it. We will all stand very far away.
As in
Like
orbit.
10 kilometers away.
Is there a way to like jam the signals? So like they couldn't send it in?
In this case, I would say no.
Oh.
Like even
Man.
I mean, first of all, you probably don't have the physical means to do that, and second of all, like I said, the whole rig is booby trapped, so trying to tamper with it in any way wouldn't go
Yeah.
well.
Ah,
Yeah.
forgot to get my portable jammer. I always keep one in my pocket. Damn it.
I was just gonna suggest flood every channel with, static.
Yeah, but what if that sets it off?
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine
Well,
if we were
oops.
up in orbit and we start broadcasting on all channels, like, was considered, and then we just see a mushroom cloud where the colony was.
Ooh, what was that? Like, yeah, that would have been hilarious.
Oh,
we should have done it.
I think our stock reserves of
Well,
food
you
have
wouldn't
man,
have-
those guys
you wouldn't
really
have
don't
wanted-
want to talk to us.
You wouldn't have wanted that though to happen because then you lose all the food and the colony starves.
Yeah. Well, the food
Well,
would have had
if
a
the food is in a bunker-
radioactive tinge. It would have had a radioactive tinge to it. Just it might be edible. Who knows? Maybe
I
you become
mean,
Spider-Man.
if you're only eating the radioactive food for a little bit, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably fine.
We're not talking about
Right.
irradiated food. We're talking about completely vaporized.
Well, if they're hiding the food, maybe they're hiding the food in like a bunker or something, you know?
Possibly.
I was kind of half expecting to find it in the ship, but it seems not.
That's not gonna be that easy.
Okay.
That would have been way too convenient.
So the brutes it is then.
Yep.
And we have to be careful with this
Yeah,
ship.
we got about 15 minutes left. Do you guys want to go talk to Kendall now, or do you want to save that for next session?
I'm good either way. If anybody wants to go out early, I'm okay with that. But I think we can finish the talk in 15-ish minutes. It shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I mean it's just a conversation rather than it like actually launching your plan. So if you guys want to do that, you can.
Yeah. Let's go
And
talk
the
to the dude.
preparations.
Where is Zolan? Because Blitz, what you just posted reminded me of this moment from Hell of a Boss. I'm like, probably figured out what I'm talking about, but like the uncertainty of step 4 in El Presidente's plan made me think because conveniently,
Yep.
step 4 is a bunch of question marks.
Yep.
Imagine like in the finale, like somebody finds out like El Presidente or Conrad or whoever Conrad's master plan or something. But anyway, so yeah, you find that the Steamboat Willie is rigged to blow. The fusion reactor going critical would absolutely destroy everything in the colony. No, I mean your entrance into the ship was definitely concealed, so nobody would have known that you have found this out. But anyway, so you guys all
Close it back up very securely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Let's weld that door shut, actually.
It can still be remotely detonated.
yeah.
It won't do anything.
Yeah, but just
I just had a stupid idea. Is
Oh,
there a
God.
way to
Oh, no.
stop the fusion reactor from producing any more power so it can't go critical?
yeah, if you want to reach in there and grab out the radioactive element with your hands.
like the fusion cell or whatever it is.
I mean, I could do that. You guys can't.
I mean, I could, but only once.
Do you remember what happened to the Davids when they were exposed to radiation?
Yes, I know.
Mm.
Oh, he wants
rather
this.
not
Oh,
repeat
fuck. He
that.
wants this to be free.
He wants to be free. Did I hear that correct?
Yes.
He wants to be a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
With
You
radiation.
know what, Richard? I don't think Conrad doesn't care for you, but
No, you
Simone
don't say.
actually does. So I'd rather you not like
That's
freaking
insulting.
melt yourself with the radiation coils. So
You didn't say it was wrong, Conrad.
It is. I deeply care for the whole of his constitution. I can't use him as a goddamn shield if he's a puddle.
well, I think I said I don't think Conrad cares for him. So
I
Yeah.
care for a part of
Yeah,
him. I
water
care
is
for
wet.
his
What's your point?
body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His ability to take
No.
shots.
Water is not wet.
Oh, no.
Body is
Veto.
beautiful.
Scientists have proved it.
Presidential veto on that
oh god.
dilemma.
Scientists proved it's not wet.
The synthetic is more
Anyway,
functioning.
moving on. So you guys, I take it, are going to pile into the drop shuttle and fly over to the atmosphere processor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's also leave our ship very far from the The
The blast
fucking
radius.
nuclear penis.
Yes. The
Okay,
nuclear fuck
anyway.
you.
Hold on, I'm putting that in out of context.
The nuclear penis.
Conrad opened the door, right?
Yes.
You
Yes, and
touched the willy.
I did. And I touched it gently.
God
The
damn
joystick
it.
is very sensitive.
Yeah.
You made it blow its steam.
We want our ship far away in case it erupts.
Exactly. Conrad's touch is so
It's
gentle,
gonna
he made
blow!
sure. He made sure it did not blow. He made sure it did not blow. That's because Conrad knows how to keep his finger in.
I'm
Oh,
So-
I'm
God, my
afraid
head
of
hurts.
Selfridge's plans to blow it.
Oh, I'm crying from laughing.
The ship is rigged to
Fucking
blow for her
dick
pleasure.
jokes.
And it's very spicy.
What the fuck? But anyway, so the ship fucking flies over to the atmosphere crust. So you fly over there, and as you start to like, you get much closer. You do see there are guys out, by like the main entrance, kind of standing guard. They are armed. I mean, as if they would be anything but.
When's the last time
and-
they saw a ship flying?
Well, judging from how they take a very guarded stance, and some of them take aim but don't fire, it's probably a while. But you land. I'm assuming all the active PCs are getting out.
This would
Yes,
have been a
we do.
really good time to have the sheriff at hand.
The one time. The one time.
Insert attack helicopter noises.
Um,
Playing Fortunate Son in the background.
yeah. So. Anyway, so yeah, so you where's my notes? They they take a more guarded stance, but they don't immediately open fire. They see that you are armed, when you get out, but obviously aren't shooting at them, and that you clearly are not from Horizon City. And they basically, the guards are there is like, stop right there. Who are you and what do you want?
The administrator of Terra Nova and the rest of the council behind me here. We're here to meet with your leader.
And
Take us to your leader.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, very well. Leave your weapons aboard your ship, and then you may proceed.
Mm. How about we leave the bulk of the armed people out here, and just the council goes in. Not really, nothing personal, but haven't really established a great amount of trust here yet. Believe me, if we wanted to bring harm, you would have noticed.
Yeah, they kind of look up at the helicopter gunship that's hovering, behind El Presidente, and they look at that. They look at each other, and then they look at you. It's like, yeah, I see your point. And so,
I'll
they
leave
do-
mine holstered if you leave yours holstered.
Well, they say no. We're going to keep our weapons in our hand. You can keep your guns on your person, but keep them holstered.
Fair enough. We did come to you.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
After he makes sure that like any whatever sidearms or whatever you guys have are holstered securely, and or like rifles are slung over your back or whatever, that's when they bring you in. And so when so you go into the atmosphere processor, and basically there's like an overseer's office kind of, and that is where Marshall Kendall is. And basically, if you want like an actor comparison, imagine kind of like a Ron Perlman sort of looking guy.
Oh God.
Um, because yes, I know he played a character in Alien Resurrection, but I didn't really take that into account before I was doing this. So
Oh,
anyway,
didn't the Mr. Krabs actor, wasn't he in
Clancy
Alien
Brown?
too? Yeah.
No, he
He's
wasn't.
in everything, for fuck's
I mean,
sake.
he was in Starship Troopers, and apparently that was the war that Mr. Krabs fought in. But
Uh-huh. He was
well, I mean
there.
that obviously isn't canon in SpongeBob, but that was actually a thing that somebody like there was a like a clip was like Mr. Krabs before SpongeBob, and it was just his scenes in Starship Troopers, and then somebody in the comments like, well, now we know what war Mr. Krabs fought in.
Ah.
Mm.
And so, but yeah, so Kendall, like he's just sitting there, feet kicked up on his desk, much more kind of idle, casual stance than Natasha, and he looks at you and he's like, so who are you guys? What do you want?
We're from Terra Nova.
Yeah,
We've come
nearest
here.
colony.
Yes, we've come here looking for some supplies, for some trade agreements, but we see that this colony is maybe even in a bigger pickle than we are. So it's more of what can we do for you? We have met with your colleague Natasha, and it seems that you two have some common goals, issues that need cleaning up, and we are here to provide services to get rid of a particularly nasty clan we've been hearing about.
And he says, well, it's like, well, if you're trying to serve as her ambassadors to get me to submit to that manipulative bitch, then forget it. Because he says is like, yeah, I'm not. I'm the former civil marshal. I'm not going to be. She's not going to be calling the shots.
What's her deal anyway? What's your perspective on her sort of faction there?
He says that I mean she definitely. I mean she obviously is kind of outwardly neutral. Like she's not part of any of the raiding parties or what have you. But obviously she has the ability to do more good for the people of Horizon City, all the peoples in the slums that you've seen, and she has chosen not to.
And frankly, what we've heard is that that's sort of the case for all of the. I've heard them referred to as gangs. These different groups in the colony here, and of course, no offense, but including your own. So, given that, uh, what is the what sets yours apart in that aspect?
He says that well, for starters, me and my men here, we are the ones packing most of the firepower, and unlike the kings, are the only ones actually doing anything to keep the stalkers in check. The
Hmm.
kings, meanwhile, have been content to just hang out in their tower with their thumbs up their asses and do absolutely nothing for the betterment of Horizon City.
I did notice that. And,
So you're saying if you were in the spot with all of the resources that you would be helping out your fellow community and citizens here?
He says, if the stalkers were, you know, were either eradicated entirely like the vermin they are, or brought to heel, then yes.
Can I make a manipulation or whatever role to see if he is being truthful in the sense of that he would actually be, kind to the rest of the folk if the
Yeah, I mean, if you
the
want to
stalkers would be
try to
dead.
get a read on him, then sure.
I'm gonna assist with that.
All right.
Mm.
See, we can work together.
I never said to the contrary. It's you who've been kind of wildly asserting things for my
Well, you
character.
did use me as a human shield, not to great
As did
effect
you.
either.
Okay. So yeah, you do definitely get the vibe from like he, at least in terms of what he says. There's definitely kind of a 50-50 split of like he doesn't seem like he's lying, but he's definitely not really doing it for noble reasons. You can kind of pick up like I mean, honestly, not really that much better than Natasha, just judging from what he says.
Mhm.
Like he voices, like he unlike Natasha, he is actually saying that, he actually wants to restore order, but it's less for the betterment of Horizon City and more so for establishing himself as the highest authority.
As suspected. But at the same time, it's kind of irrelevant in the sense of Conrad is hoping that if he wants to take care of the goddamn stalker gang as well, then if he could just get to that point somehow, and then Natasha, she thinks everything will fall in fucking line, so they can just get the information, get the food, and fuck off. And if they're gonna keep on falling apart, screw them.
Well, I will note that this is sort of like a Fallout style, or just Bethesda game in general, but like this is an opportunity for you to potentially be the determining factor of like, you can either
Yep.
put one person in power, do nothing and let them duke it out and collapse even into further anarchy, or somehow try to convince them to work together. But also keep in mind, it's obviously not just between Natasha and the civil marshal Kendall, but also keep in mind all the fucking people that are, living in the slums, potentially starving,
Oh yeah.
etc. Like, I mean, think of
Oh
the
yeah.
people, honestly. If that's something that any of your characters actually give a shit about.
People are important. They are resources, and if we have enough food, Terra Nova can always use more people and fuck this colony.
Why does Richard
Or-
have the idea of just killing all the leaders and then establishing the kid that you met as the new
Yeah,
leader?
that would
I've had that
honestly
as well.
You want to
that
make a
might
middle
not be the
schooler the
worst
leader of an
option
entire
possible.
colony? Is that what I'm hearing?
Listen,
Yes.
there's video games that those kids play, They got like Hearts of Iron 7,
And I'm pretty
Tropico
sure his
10.
parents.
You don't go that extreme.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
his parents would assist because he's got to learn how to be a proper, somewhat decent human being.
Yeah, dude, like I was saying, a Muppet government.
Mr. Colony Admin, go
You
clean
me?
your room right now, young man.
I
But anyway,
mean, on a serious note, though, I am kind of getting the vibe that like, well, why don't we just take over? Like these guys are all big fucking assholes. We're pretty
Yeah,
cool.
they led
We're
it to the
pretty
collapse.
Like
They led it to the collapse anyway, so maybe we
nobody
should just...
here has any grudge against us. We haven't
Yet.
made anyone hate us at the moment. So I mean, if you think about it, we would probably be the best compromise for everyone.
Take over as your next post.
Yes,
So
no.
instead of being reassigned, you straight go here and be like, all right, this is my new home now.
Hey, I mean, maybe if there's anyone in our colonial leadership with ambitions to administer a colony, this is a pretty good opportunity. Not me, I already have one, but
become the united planets of El Presidente.
Well, yeah, like I said, the president and conglomerate. It's like it's still ours, where you can have like with a megacorp, like a cartel, like a cartel government. That's El Presidente's like little sector of space.
And to note,
he was considering it.
Why do I feel more foreshadowing in our future?
That's a nice ring to it.
But you may have not realized, but you may have done already what Conrad was suggesting. Get into the factions facility, get a meeting with the heads, and we are at face to face. So if anybody wants to pull the trigger.
I mean,
Oh my
I can't pull the
God.
trigger.
It does sound
You're
like
just
an
gonna give the order.
astonishingly bad idea right now.
Right now, yes.
If we had the sheriff with us, I would be so down to shoot this guy in the head right now and, have the sheriff kind of smooth over the tensions with the rest of the security team here. But we don't have the sheriff with us. So,
Well, we have the acting sheriff with us, so
Yeah,
she's
Alexandra.
technically
Yeah.
acting
Well,
like as the
yeah, but
sheriff.
she doesn't doesn't have the experience of being a sheriff. She doesn't know how to soothe the tensions of these security personnel. Not to say that she's not very capable at what she does, but that's
is Alexandra in this conversation? Or are you just
Yes.
talking about her where she's standing right there?
No, I'm assuming.
all I'm saying is that she's not the sheriff, which that's obvious.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to talk them down if if you did that, administrator.
Exactly.
So, anyway, so are you what? Because I know we're obviously a little slightly over time, which is fine because we started late. But so do you guys? Are you going to propose any kind of deal or plan to Kendall?
I think we should propose. We need the help to take down the bastards with the stalkers. The stalkers. Just propose that they can be the distraction outside. They don't have to get in danger and die. Just lure them out, and we'll do the heavy lifting.
Okay, and
if you haven't looked out your window, have a peek at the. You've probably been hearing that.
I was wondering what that humming noise was.
Yeah, just have a quick look at that, if you wouldn't mind. And that's coming with us. So.
All right. He says like he'll get up and you guys follow him outside and he looks like, well, damn. This is like, all right, I see your point.
That's an appropriate response. I'll give him that. Well, damn.
Exactly. So if you help us do this quicker, you can take down your enemies, your long-held enemies, and after that, if you so wish, you can take up the head position of being the administrator of this colony. I am sure that Natasha will comply with these vehicles at our disposal, as it kind of gestures to the helicopter.
Oh,
implying that he'll help with the convincing.
Quick side note. Do any of your security personnel have experience defusing bombs?
Kendall looks at you with a little bit of a perplexed look and says, no, why?
See, we...
Presidente?
Reason in particular?
There's a little bit of a problem.
Presidente?
Go on,
no reason,
he says.
just make conversation.
Yeah, just don't worry about it. We can.
Oh,
deal
you
with
piqued
that
my
later.
fucking interest now. Why are you asking me about whether my men can defuse bombs?
Well,
a man doesn't just ask a question like that for no reason.
Oh, this man is one certainly without reason.
I think he's going to roll
You ever see that movie Black Hawk Down? You know, it's a pretty old movie, but you know, just
We're
out of
rolling-
curiosity,
manipulation,
I
roll up.
always wondered when I was a kid.
We're rolling opposed manipulation here, so roll yours.
Oh, geez, I wonder who's gonna win this.
Okay, and just to be clear, you cannot push because you were the defender. Okay then.
what'd he
So he well, you know, in this case, to add to the drama, he will push that.
Ah, fuck. What'd he
Make
get?
it fun.
Oh, I don't have a
Make
token slip.
it
What?
public.
Well, hold on. I apparently gotta fucking roll a separate thing with just reduced dice. Because like, for some reason it's not letting me push without a token slip. Actually, wait, if I just select a random fucking token, does that?
You could just manually roll.
Yeah, so /R. What the fuck? Oh, hold on, wrong key. 1DS.
Conrad's already thinking of how to spin this.
So, miraculously for you, it's a tie, and the tie goes to the defender. You got 2
Sweet.
successes. And you got 2 successes as well, so just barely. Like, he...
It's a really good movie. You know, yeah. You've seen that movie, right?
Says, no, I have not.
Oh.
Presidente, focus. We have a mission at hand.
Yeah, my bad, of course.
So, the proposed plan is for your posse to go from one direction, lure them out, since you probably know each other and you know they don't like you, so they will try to get a response there, and we shall try to sneak in from the opposite direction. We have methods of taking out the power cable for their entry point. So we will try to cause some internal chaos there, give us an advantage, and you will be supported by our attack helicopter, making sure that none of you are in any danger whatsoever. We shall be mowing down those lawless scum, and we'll sneak in and deal with the remaining leaders. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty swell to me.
Exactly.
Oh, we're
Thank you.
We're in agreement there.
And then after this, we shall do the negotiations with Natasha, which I'm certain she will agree to your any new stances there with the support you have from our ships.
So my question is, are you going to? So you know, we'll just hash out this battle plan and then probably call it there. So obviously I'm guessing the helicopter and the broods are attacking from the residential district. Is the party attacking from the north or the west?
I'm okay with the opposite direction, the west, if everybody else thinks so.
We need to penetrate through the rear.
Exactly.
Okay. So
Yeah,
After
from the
cutting-
west sounds good.
all right, drag El Presidente there just to represent that group. Okay, so
After cutting the cables for the
Right.
power,
okay.
that'll be the signal to start.
All right. So once the power goes dark and everybody's in position. All right.
So what is real quick? What is connecting the security team HQ to the prison facility?
That's like a sort of airlock, kind of.
An airlock. How fortified is that airlock?
Probably as much as because I forgot to model the like doors like here and here, but like basically they're like reinforced security doors, but they can be opened well, either remotely or kind of like how you guys have been breaching doors on ships left and right. You know, they can be manually opened with the right tools or force.
We should have Richard collapse that with heavy fire. I don't want these motherfuckers retreating into the prison facility. You know, that would be quite a problem.
Oh, so the only way in and out will be through our helicopter. Ooh.
Well, I mean, keep in mind, honestly, is if Yeah, I mean, if they retreat into the prison facility, there's nowhere for them to go anyway.
Yeah,
True.
but that prison facility is just going to be another layer of heavy fortifications, and if we want them to surrender, then they need to not have a rat hole to escape to. And who knows what they've done with the place since they've taken over? You know, they might have tunnels.
Booby traps, etc.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want Richard, I mean, if to do like air support on that, hold on, where's the party at?
After the guys outside get cut down, that'll be the next thing.
Yeah, so first to support the brutes and then collapse this shit here.
Well, I mean, or you could probably, I mean, I'll just suggest this because it's gnawing at me. Like, if you want to destroy this first so that they can't flee when you launch your attack.
Yeah, that can be the signal for the start. Yeah, that I think that's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now that we got that hashed out, I think that's a pretty good point to stop. Although before that, I
Yep.
did want to ask also because I'm willing to retcon this. Like, when you obviously explored the Steamboat Willie, were you still planning to take the cryopods out so Eugene and his friends could escape? Because you did
Yeah,
promise them that, so I'm
why?
just wondering
Yeah,
when you were going to do that.
yeah. Why not? Let's say we've hauled
We
that
need to
out and
defuse
put it
that
into a
fucking
ship.
bomb.
Later. We will probably be killing everyone. Of the leaders is already in Conrad's mind, but let's say we've pulled the cryo into our ship. I'm willing for that.
Okay, or I mean, you could like
Yeah.
drag the pods out and then have them just kind of chilling at the landing bay and then pick them up later.
Yeah,
Because I mean, you are also going to need to get the crates of food over to the landing bay, and then
true. We just need to find out that answer from Natasha to show us the
yep,
thing, and after that, we'll have decisions to make.
yeah. Because I mean, she did say as long as you can get the stalkers and the brutes to stand down, then she will reward you for your efforts and not take any additional resources from you. Like in terms of trade, just like you're doing me a favor and I'll give you what you want. So, but anyway, so yeah, I mean, basically, you guys 5 XP as per standard, and you
Okay,
would not be able to spend it right now because you're obviously in the middle of a situation.
makes sense.
Um, so and also Megas, I mean, obviously you can add the XP for Albert because I mean Alexandra's just a temporary character. So, um, other than that, hope you all had fun. How was the session, everyone?
It was nice. It was a fun change of scenario and kind of I think hilariously prophetical in the sense of like, well, this is what happens to a colony when shit goes down and the leaders don't play nice. So
It's probably also going to be
this
a good
could
field
be
test in the
you.
helicopter.
Yes, was not expecting to see that thing here. So I think Richard and President are gonna have a lot of fun next session.
This
No,
is going to be
because
a
I'm not going to
thrill.
be shooting. I'm just going to be flying the thing.
I'm
I
just going to be
mean,
aiming.
if you
You're gonna be watching.
if you want, you could I mean, you could land and have El Presidente man the gun. Like you could switch out the like the
Hmm.
US grunt and then I mean, you would not be able to well, you could theoretically go into the security team HQ after you've killed everybody outside, but
And now, would I be rolling to attack? How does that work
yes.
exactly?
I mean, you're just added to the vehicle sheet as a crew member, and then you like you know how it's done in Twilight 2000, where like you when you're a crew member and then you roll the weapon that uses your stats.
Yeah, like heavy weapons or
Yes,
whatever.
exactly. That's basically how it works in this.
Oh God, I don't. What stat is used for that?
Just range combat.
Yeah, just range combat. I think we've
Oh,
done it in
I'm
in
pretty
the
dog
second
ass
one.
at that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, then I guess not. Well, no, actually, no, because the Gatling gun gives you a +3.
I have 6 total dice. +3 is 9. I mean, that's not terrible, but
Then you can also go full auto with it, so that's another +2.
who has a higher ranged
And
combat?
aim +2.
Me.
Fuck's sake.
I
Who else has a
have
higher?
I have a total
mean-
of 8 myself, and I do have a machine gunner.
Do you
Okay.
really
I-
think is
I have
Simone the type that
13.
will
Mm.
carelessly mow down everyone?
What about
I
Richard?
have-
I'm just telling you my thing. I'm not
So
saying I wouldn't do it.
Alexandra has, what is this? A total of 7 dice for ranged combat, but I do not have machine gunner or anything like that.
Oh, Simone, you wouldn't be carelessly cutting down everyone. You know, this would be carefully cutting down the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
Uh-huh.
uncertainty there.
That sounds like a pretty good deal, right?
Right.
Right.
Alternatively,
Alright.
it also, I mean, if Simone, because keep in mind, if Simone was flying, then she could just use, like, Richard could go on, or, like, if Simone was in the helicopter, then Richard can be on the ground and use his non-lethal shotgun, or the baton rounds
Sure.
anyway, and then Simone can fly and gun.
That's true. Yeah, I can.
That is true.
I'll do that then.
Because in that way, Richard, can be more proactive participant, and Simone can just keep mowing people down.
I'll have my shield back.
Oh, shit.
Oh God.
It's okay. It's okay. I have 13 agility.
Oh. And you can't shoot anyone. We got to do something about that.
Well, I mean, he can, he just can't shoot to kill.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, he
You know what?
basically, he has a,
Hey, Richard, you know that 25 millimeter? Those are actually non-lethal.
rubber
Just
bullets.
They're
Yeah.
they're
We-
rubber.
The rubber
While you
bullets,
weren't looking,
yeah,
we
no.
loaded it with rubber bullets. And
Yeah.
actually, these guys, they really like red slushies. So if you see like a lot of red, they're just spilling them because they're scared.
Or no, alternatively, it's like we just filled the Gatling gun with giant paintballs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just red
Giant red
paintballs.
paintballs.
Yeah.
I
So
love how
after one
President.
guy's head just explodes, then yeah, something's wrong.
Well, okay. That just kind of happens sometimes. You might not know this about people, but like if they get really scared over paintballs, sometimes they do that. But that means
I've
they're
been
okay.
around humans enough that I know that they don't do that.
God
But I
damn
love
it.
that.
I've been in firefights enough to know that hey, their heads just don't randomly explode.
Well, no, they're just really excited because shooting each other's fun.
It's a rare
Right.
phenomenon. It's a rare phenomenon.
No.
It happens sometimes.
Anyway,
But
are there any other questions, comments, concerns?
There's lots of concerns, but you know, that's another thing.
I love that President is trying to speedrun Simone for getting PTSD and other mental traumas.
Well, okay, if you're up in the helicopter, then they're really small like ants. So they're like not real people.
Famously true. Famously true.
Or alternatively, it's like you're in the helicopter, you shoot, it's like, oh, they're like ants are really tiny down there. That's a preschool.
Oh my god!
Okay, don't
God.
say preschool. That's prison. It's a different P word completely.
They were all in preschool once, though.
Okay, maybe not all of them. Some of them might have been on the streets, you know, like committing crimes in the womb.
That's called public preschool, man.
Oh
That's
my
public.
god. But yeah, anyway,
This conversation is wild.
so I'm predicting that next session, will obviously be
Bloodbath.
like the combat and then like the resolution to like this arc, and then possibly, well, presumably the last council meeting. Depending on how much time we have left, we might start the finale or just save it for like another, like a full session. But
We could
know.
get things cooking, like depending on how much time we have, even if we
Right.
don't, you know.
Yeah, you get the setup already and
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like
kind
how
of,
we've done for the
just-
past two complications. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that's a wrap on this session. So thank you all for showing. I'm just glad to have the full table again.
Hey, this was fun.
Yeah.
Till
Can't wait to
we
see what-
meet again.
Yeah.